what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Monday, August 23rd. I'm Tori here with Al and Erica. You guys looking sharp.
Thank you.
As are you. Thank
Yes.
you. Feeling summery as always. Let's get started because we got big news on the vaccine front. Today, the FDA granted full approval for the Pfizer COVID vaccine for people 16 and up. It had been approved for emergency use since December, but now this means more places could start mandating that people get it. So a lot of people have written in to all of us and said it's because it's not FDA approved that I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Do you think this will change the numbers, Erica?
Not significantly, no. I think what we've really encountered is a lot of people have said one reason for why they've chosen not to get vaccinated, but really it's a completely different reason. I remember a couple weeks ago we were just talking offline, and someone who had been very, very vocal about not getting the vaccine, it turned out was just petrified of getting a shot. So when we're having these conversations, it forces people to be a little bit more open about what their reasons are, and if this was their reason, how do you stand behind that?
Yeah, the excuses are narrowing. Am I right? We have there's sort of few left, and things are getting mandated. The Pentagon just announced it will mandate COVID-19 vaccinations for all 1.4 million U.S. service members. And just so you know, if you have Moderna, in about 2 to 4 weeks, we should hear about their approval. And if you have Johnson & Johnson, they're expecting to apply for FDA approval soon. So that's where the staggered time is. What do you think, Al?
I mean, I think if you were going to get vaccinated, you would have done it by now. We've seen very famous anti-vaxxers pass away. That didn't seem to sway their flock, even with that deathbed confessions wishing that they had. So I think that this is a decision that a lot of people have made. Some people were probably truthful in that they were waiting for an FDA approval, and for those people, they will get the shot, but I don't know if it'll be enough to move the needle. Interesting.
No pun intended. Let me know if you think this is what's stopping you. If you're someone who's an anti-vaxxer, was it the FDA approval, and now that we have it, will you, for Pfizer at least, will you be getting it? Let me know in the YouTube chat, and I'll call out your comment. Speaking of vaccines, Sean Penn had a lot to say about the unvaccinated while on CNN. Specifically, he doesn't want them going to the theater to see his new movie Flag Day. Take a look at this.
I would request that only vaccinated audiences have an opportunity to see this theatrically. It's rare these days to have something that is exclusively theatrical. You know, eventually it will stream. And that's a better time for the unvaccinated to see it, though I think I'll probably offend them out of that choice. With something like this, you can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated.
So I am in the minority usually with this, but I'm completely with Sean Penn. I think there should be a mandate for the vaccine, much like measles, mumps, typhoid, yellow fever, anthrax for the military at least. I'm for him as he's making a stand in the ground because one's contagious and one's not. Al?
You can be for him, but I don't know if
I'll offend people.
Right. I mean, but offend or kill people. What are we talking about here? But at this point, I think when you say things like that, you're only strengthening the other side. And the other side, anti-vaxxers feel attacked, Erica. They feel othered, and they feel like they are just kind of like in a circle, you know, backs against the wall. And this is just going to further that. I don't understand why these people feel like that, but maybe that's not my business to understand. All I know is that when you other people like this, the response is going to be just a stronger hold on their ideology. So I don't know if this will work, but I do understand Sean Penn's anger.
Yeah, I agree with you, Al. I mean, it's very telling in a very capitalist society if anyone is going to other someone when they need their revenue in order to sustain their lifestyle. I think it really tells you how much revenue and how much people are really hurting financially and socially by the fact that people are ready to just say, this is my stance. But then on the other side, I mean, I woke up this morning, I was just having this conversation. Al and I both have radio backgrounds. A 61-year-old radio host just passed away yesterday who was very anti-vax, talked about the vaccine being unsafe, talked about COVID being a hoax. And now, after he's passed away, his family has come forward to say he was very regretful of his choices.
Wow.
He wishes that he would have gotten the vaccine, and they're encouraging everyone to get vaccinated. But on the flip side of that, how many of his loyal listeners have either passed away or have had casualties based on his irresponsible remarks on the radio?
Like, that's a dangerous remark to me when you say stuff like that. Right, but not to get the vaccine, but is that Phil Valentine, I assume we're speaking about? Yeah, I heard about that as well. These deathbed confessions, I hope they're reaching some of you because they really mean it, and their whole family is trying to save lives at this point. So let me know about that. There was another fight this weekend, switching gears here, at an NFL game. This is just terrible. This is a warning to our viewers. It's graphic. All right, a woman was yelling at a man at the Steelers game. Things got physical. She slapped him across the face, and a brawl broke out. At one point, he punches another man in the blue, the dark blue here, who falls, you'll see it in a second, over into the seats. The two continue to fight until other fans come and break it up. This is the second weekend in a row with a brawl at an NFL game after a fight broke out last weekend in a game between the Rams and the Chargers. What's going on with the rage and the anger in America right now? We see it on the ground. We're seeing it in the air. We're seeing it everywhere. And I know that we
Dr. Seuss riddle.
We see it with green eggs. We see it with ham. I'm just simply saying, when I try and study Buddhism because I deal a lot with things like jealousy and attachment. And anger is an enormous quality that they deal with in Buddhism. And it seems like our entire country is at the top at an 11. Don't you think it's like they're about to blow, Erica?
What does Buddhism say about when you start drinking at 9 a.m.?
But people have been drinking at 9 a.m.
that's
forever,
what's happening at these football games.
But they've been doing that forever, Al. They've always
and they've been
drinking
fighting forever.
Not like that.
Yes, we're just recording them.
You think it's cameras that are different?
Absolutely. At these games, I mean, we've seen this for years, Erica, especially at big rivalry games. Go back to high school. Rival high schools. There were arranged fights pre and post game. College.
You don't see a spike though, like in the air.
I think people are more comfortable pulling out their phone and starting to shoot right away.
I see.
Like before, you know, when the whole bad dad, when the dads would get into the fights at Little League games and stuff like that, people were more like, oh, what's happening? Now everyone's like, got it. I just want to say the restraint for somebody who is in a heightened situation like that, for him to go after the man.
I know.
That was, I mean, and I worked in NFL or in NBA arenas. I just watched Malice at the Palace this week.
So good, guys. We recommend that documentary.
That was because we all knew, although it was never reported that way, that a fan actually initiated the actual malice in the palace, who is still to this day trying to say that he's a victim.
Exactly.
Smug and unrepentant.
Right, because the thing is, people not only, there's so much, yes, people have been pent up for over a year at this point, but then there's also so much arrogance and on the ownership. Oh, I am a season ticket holder. Oh, I paid to be here. Now I can do whatever I want to do. Let me tell you, as a season ticket holder myself, I'm very much on my P's and Q's. I'm like the first person to be watching like, that person needs to go because he has ruined this very expensive investment.
There you go.
That's how we have to look at it. If people don't know how to behave, then they just can't be in that space anymore.
I'm starting to agree with you. Like, ban them from flights. If they're doing it on flights, ban them, or ban them for the arenas because they don't deserve to be at that expensive investment. Ban them all.
That's right.
All right. Do you ever wonder what happens to your car when you drop it off at the dealership or repairs? Well, one man had a big surprise when a technician allegedly took his car for a joy ride. So dash cam video captured him leaving the dealership, getting on that highway, life is a highway, and getting the man's Corvette up to 148 miles per hour. The man confronted the dealership over the incident. Get this, the owner of the dealership gave the man a brand new 2022 Corvette as a way to make things right.
I think that'll do it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. I like how we have to call it allegedly and we're looking at the dashboard cam. Lawyers will still come after us, but yeah, it's...
That's a good deal. Like, well done on that owner, though, to have realized this is a huge mistake and needs a huge repayment.
What if the guy was just testing the engine, Erica? He's like, good news. What? I'm here for the mechanic.
Yeah, okay. Okay. No. I mean, people have so much
Yes.
Entitlement.
Yes.
Yes, that's what you meant to say.
Chutzpah.
Entitlement.
Chutzpah, that's what we say in Yiddish.
It's insane to me. It is insane to me. And I don't know why anybody in this day and age thinks they're not going to get caught doing anything. You can't even sneeze without getting caught.
No.
Yeah.
You will be surveilled.
Well, he surveilled himself.
He surveilled himself.
was
You're absolutely right.
very strange.
That's a cell phone you don't want. Coming up on DBL, our interview with Bravo star Lisa Vanderpump. What does she really think about becoming a grandma? And emotional college drop-offs. A few celebs are sharing their experiences with their kids going away to school. How many of you are also dealing with that? Stay tuned.
Hi, DBL Nation. Happy Monday. It's Kelly Schubert here with my favorite people.
Yes.
What's going on?
Are we
So I
really
think-
your favorite people?
Of course.
I really enjoy your presence.
I enjoy your presence too.
You're good people.
I like to come to work because of you, Al.
Your spirit is it. Like my girl Merritt talks about you all the time.
Liver? What do we chop liver?
Tori's upset we're not
I
complimenting
will say
her.
this, have you ever
Your hair
had-
looks great today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so nice. I will say this. There's a group of friend groups, everyone has their own friend groups and pods. And everyone really, truly does need a Kelly Schubert in
Oh,
their
thank you.
friend
That's
group.
so kind.
It's that type A girl who makes the reservations, who makes sure things don't go through the cracks, who's there for you when you need it, who's also super fun, super cool, super smart, super beautiful, super awesome, and I'm glad to have you, Kelly.
Thanks, Tori. Where
I
did
would
that
say
come
Kelly,
from,
but you could
guys?
erase all the stuff Tori just said.
Why? That was
Nice.
well said.
But you know what Kelly does, and this is what
Okay.
every friend group needs. Eric, I want to get your opinion.
Cool,
on this.
my opinion was
Kelly
good.
is the person that if you go to, I wouldn't say a nightclub, but go out dancing, there's a tendency for a lot of people to sit, get drinks, kind of talk,
Right,
have
she starts the
pleasantry.
dance.
Kelly's the first person
what I just
that'll be
said.
like, get up.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're dancing right now. She stands you up and
Yeah,
makes
you
you
like
start
dancing,
dancing.
did I not?
And other people will look and see. And no, you went through a whole weird
Right,
list
because
like
she-
she's
type
on her
A,
deathbed.
she's the
I
one-
do have a question though.
Okay.
Kelly does all of these amazing things, but what have you done for Kelly lately?
You want to know? Do you want to know? I've just told her how good she is on TV. That's what I did. Yeah.
Actually, we're
Wow,
digital.
that's for all
Yeah.
of that.
No, I am Kelly. Kelly, do you think that I am also a good friend?
Of course I think you're a good
Excellent,
friend. That's why I
excellent.
keep you around, Tor.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, now that this has been, let's talk nice about Kelly, Alan. That's all the time we have here.
You're
Let
an
me know what you think
important
about
figure,
me.
Kelly.
Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Sending the kids off to college can be an emotional time for parents. I remember when my mom and dad said goodbye, and some celebrities are no exception. So Brooke Shields posted some pics on Instagram dropping her daughter, Rowan, off at college. She also took a video of what she called the saddest drive away from anywhere she ever had to make. Take a look. And Candace Cameron Bure also dropped her youngest off at the airport on his way to college. In a video, she said she was sad to see him go, but her husband, Val, not so much. Watch this.
I had to just drop him off at LAX, and I'm getting no sympathy from someone. That's what's wrong with America.
Raising soft kids. I moved from Russia to U.S. by myself. I was 16 or 17. My mom didn't drop me off, by the way.
I'm still sad. Who's with me?
What are you thinking, Dad?
I mean, I'm going to be a mess. I'm with her on that one.
Right?
Yeah, I always remember, like, you would talk to these parents and be like, when they turn 18, they're out the house that day, and other people would laugh, and I'd be like, no. Like,
You like your kids.
I don't like them. I'm obsessed with them. The idea of them going off to college and, like, starting their life, it's a very selfish thing for me, Erica. I don't want them to leave. I don't want to share them with the rest of the world, but I know that I have to. So the idea of like me being like, okay, now we can hang out around the house with all these kids bothering us is foreign to me. But it's a different chapter, and new chapters are scary.
Yeah, well, you know, first, just in the interest of transparency, so the day before I left for college, my dad just explained to me that if I got pregnant specifically by basketball players, I don't know what that was about, but anyway, I couldn't come home. But then my parents drove me to campus, and it was very strange because I got unpacked and everything, and then that was on a Saturday, and by Monday, I went to my mom's office on the same campus and took her to lunch in the quad.
Oh, so you got, okay, you weren't really separated.
I never really had that. But I do have a question about dropping your child off at the airport, because you see that in television shows and movies sometimes, and I'm like, who just drops their child off? Because there's so much stuff.
There's so much stuff.
So is that like a celebrity thing because they're more worldly,
well, maybe? I think,
or maybe they shipped all their stuff so they could have an
college dorm stuff is buyable when you get there. It's kind of like fans and comforters. It's stuff that you could probably have.
Target has a whole section.
Right, it's probably stuff that you could have sent. I don't know if you would ship stuff that you could just have dropped off there. So maybe that's the case. You're not getting like furniture because it's already kind of pre-furnished when you go to college. So maybe that's it. But yeah, it's a weird thing.
You need a lot of stuff.
You do need a lot of
help.
Stuff. I remember my mom, and I don't know if whoever's mom or dad does this, that she always had to make the bed when she dropped me off somewhere new. And so in college, she made my bed in the dorm room. We said goodbye. We went outside, and she says goodbye. She's in the car, and as she's leaving, I'm not really crying, but then the blinker turned, and she turned right, and I see her, and she leaves, and it was like the last time I could go to her or my dad for help, just for anything, for anything. And I just walked back in being like, I'm alone. It was scary.
It's a big day.
It's a big day.
And,
so
no matter how much you've been by yourself or your parents have trusted you,
really
the idea
scary.
that you guys don't live at the same address anymore,
that blinker,
it's a big difference.
It is. It really changes.
Even if your mom's on campus and she's got an office there.
That's right, Dr. Cobb. She's right there. All right, coming up on DBL, Bravo star Lisa Vanderpump. She spills the tea on her former castmates and talks all about becoming a grandma.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. She'll go down in Housewives history as the Queen of Diamonds. Lisa Vanderpump joined us earlier when we were debating if couples should schedule, quote, maintenance sex. Check out what she had to say in today's Chatting with the Stars.
You know, it's my 39th wedding anniversary this week, so I'm going to say everything is maintenance sex, right?
You heard it from me.
But listen, guys are silly. Guys are silly. Guys, listen up. When you're soft and cozy after sex, oh, because you've got it, But if you were soft and cozy before, you'd get it way more often, and none of this would have to be maintenance sex.
There you go, a little tip from the queen.
Okay, so Lisa, we gotta give you a big old congratulations because you are about to be a grandmother. How did you first get the news that you're becoming a grandmom? And we're so excited for you.
Oh, you know what? Thank you, because we've been through so much loss in our family with my brother and my mother and then Jiggy. So this truly is a blessing. We were sitting down. It was obviously during the pandemic, and Pandora gave me a box, and I opened it, and there was the little sonogram picture, and she was filming me. So I was thinking, what kind of gift is she going to give me that she needs to film? Well, it couldn't be a better gift than that. So it was really, really sweet.
So I don't think Grandma Lisa has a ring to it. What is she going to actually call you? Is it going to be Grandma?
Well, I think the title Nanny Pinky has been bestowed upon me. So I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Nanny Pinky.
She loves pink roses.
Grab that on social media. Yeah.
All right, Lisa, I got to ask you about Vanderpump Rules. It is returning. I'm so excited about that, but without many of the show's OGs, including some that were canceled for different reasons. So is there anyone that you'd want to bring back, or maybe a surprise? I know your lips are sealed, but perhaps in the future, are we going to get any surprises?
Well, you know, it wasn't my decision. I believe that we've seen a lot of personal growth, and with some not so much over the years. Vanderpump Rules been on for 9 years now. But, you know, it wasn't my decision, but they made mistakes and their actions do have consequences. But it was a huge cast, and we've added to the cast. The cast was a lot bigger, you know, because we added Lala and James Kennedy and Raquel. So the cast was getting bigger and bigger anyway. Bravo felt they had to make the cut, and so they did. But the show is exciting. It moves very quickly. I'm a producer on the show, so I'm proud of it. Not proud of everything they do, of course, clearly. But the music and the fun, and it's never been a laborious show. It's been an authentic show that's about great relationships, and they're pretty vocal about their feelings. So, yeah, it's a great season. It's not going to disappoint. It's different. There's a lot of funny stuff that goes on, too.
All right, now we talked about the funny stuff. Let's get to the serious stuff. Now, you're requiring proof of vaccinations and negative COVID tests for all your guests at some of your restaurants. Now, what do you say to folks that say, hey, I'm not cool with that?
Well, you know what? Then fine, go somewhere else. But we've been really, really cautious. No, I mean, I'm telling it how it is. That's what you'll always get from me, the honest answer. I'm not requiring vaccines. I want to be very clear. If you have a negative test within 72 hours, we're good to go. But I want to keep my staff safe. I want to keep our customers safe. But we're blessed with the biggest gardens in Los Angeles. Tom Pump and Sir all have great gardens. And I want people to feel comfortable. Millions of people have died. We've got to be proactive. So that's the way we feel. And I think a lot of our customers are very, very happy about it.
Well said. I completely agree with you. I bet you smell like $1 million in roses because you love your roses. But how do you prep for your celebrity cocktail parties? Because I hear there's some Febreze.
Yeah, I've collaborated with Febreze, and we've made some pillows, and you've got to go to FebrezeTouchPillows.com because they're giving them away for free. But the Febreze Touch fabric spray has been amazing because I'm spraying it on pillows and rugs, and it's just been a great blessing in my life. I took over the running of Villa Rosa through the pandemic, which was quite an undertaking. It's like 14,000 square foot. Normally, I'm kind of out working, so I've needed help. But yeah, I really found that this was brilliant. It's not just about the visuals, it's about the smell, it's about the flowers, the candles, and Febreze has just been absolutely incredible.
Thank you for joining us, Lisa, and to our DBL Nation. If you want your house to smell like a Vanderpump party, visit Febreze.com. Thank you so much, Lisa, and congratulations.
Congrats, Lisa.
Mazel tov.
Thanks, darling.
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021, and we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. Thank you for writing in, by the way. Desiree wrote us in and said about the vaccine, I'm not going to take it unless the FDA states info about what can happen to me when it's injected, plus long-term effects on my body. So just so you know, we looked it up. They've been studying mRNA vaccines for over 100 to 150 years, and the FDA does list your side effects as well as studying long-term outcomes among individuals who take the Pfizer vaccine. They're mandating there be long-term studies. So just wanted to answer you that way without any anger, with just some facts.
That's
DBL
right.
for you every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Shocking video of fights erupting in the stands at NFL games. Is pent-up anger putting all of America on edge? Sean Penn doesn't hold back the strong message he has for unvaccinated fans. Marlon Wayans reveals the surprising reason he never got married. And a mom shares how her son, who has a rare condition, got a hero's welcome on the first day of school.
We were surprised.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, August 23rd. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Erica, welcome back. We've missed you.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
You feel good?
I do feel good. Yeah, some time away in Mexico. Got some 65-mile-per-hour winds. Feeling rejuvenated.
The most casual. I texted Erica about something totally benign. She's like, yeah, I'll look into that. We're about to go through a hurricane. And I was like, forget what I was like, hey, can I borrow your oven mitts? She's like, no. So we're glad you're safe.
Yeah. Happy to have you back, Erica. All right, so let's get right to it because there is big news on the vaccine front. Today, the FDA granted full approval for the Pfizer COVID vaccine for people 16 and up. It had been approved for emergency use since December, but now this means more places can start mandating that people get it. Erica, what do you feel about this?
I think it's going to be interesting because a lot of people have used the fact that it wasn't FDA approved as a reason for not getting the vaccine. And so now we'll see if people are actually going to do it now that it's approved. Interestingly enough, and we were having this conversation earlier, but there is a talk show host who just lost his life yesterday who was very anti-vax, was very staunch on talking about it, did a few parody songs on Vax Man, things like that. And his family is really pleading with people to get vaccinated and talking about how regretful he was on his deathbed. So I hope with all of these stories and all the tragedies that have come out, now that there's been an approval, that people will start to shift their thinking if that was truly the reason why they weren't doing it.
Jeff, what do you think about the mandate part of it? I mean, now that it's FDA approved, the government the Pentagon will mandate the vaccine for their 1.4 million U.S. service members. What do you think about just grocery stores mandating, movie theaters?
I'm not for mandating, right? I think the FDA approval will sway some people, surprisingly, because I think a lot of people were like, the FDA didn't even approve this, I'm not getting it. And I think more people saw what the vaccine could actually do for you. It prevents hospitalization. A list of things. I don't need to go through them. But if something changes like that where they could change their views without being viewed a coward, because I think some people are like, I'm standing strong, so is Dominic, and so is Susan, and we're all on the same team. And then one guy's like, well, this is FDA approved, I think I'm going to get it now. So hopefully this does sway some people. For the mandating, I know something needs to be done, Sam, for us to try to get back to normal, but I don't know if mandating is the answer as of right yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the mandating, I do believe, will cause people to push back further, but it will make them make a choice, Sam. Are you willing to stick with your anti-vax views if that means you can't go to a football game? If it means you can't go to Costco? If it means that you can't get on a flight? If it means you can't go into Ace Hardware? If you're willing to give all that stuff up because it's that important to you, then so be it. But if you do want some of the luxuries and privileges that come along with being vaccinated, that come along with protecting the people that are inside of that business, that keep that business going that you love so much, then maybe it will sway you to go ahead and get it. Trump actually said at a rally, I believe it was on this weekend or on Friday, that he got the vaccine. It was not received well, but at least even that side is now saying it. So let's hope. We just want to get back to life as normal.
Amen. Hopefully, sooner than later. Okay, so did you guys see this? There was another fight this weekend at an NFL game, and a warning to our viewers, this video is graphic. So you see a woman, there she is, yelling at a man at the Steelers game. Well, things got physical. Yeah, she slapped him across the face, and a brawl broke out. At one point, he punches another man who falls over into the seats. The two continue to fight until other fans come and break it up. This was the second weekend in a row with a brawl at an NFL game after a fight broke out last weekend at a game between the Rams and the Chargers. So what is going on with all this rage in America right now, Erica? And, you know, you're a season ticket holder. Have you witnessed this?
I've seen some pretty crazy things, but I will say this. I just watched Malice in the Palace, and I remember this like it was yesterday.
Tell our viewers what that is, please.
So Malice in the Palace was when the Pacers and the Pistons, sorry, there was this huge brawl. It was really the brawl from the fan standpoint was initiated by a fan who threw a beer on Ron Artest.
I remember that.
But the whole thing was that these NBA players are thugs, you know, because we had all this representation of media back then to say another side. But when you really watch the entire thing, it was initiated by the fans. We see this all the time because there's a sense of ownership. I'm a season ticket holder. I own you. Which is the most chattel backwards butt thing that anybody could ever think. But that's how people think. When I go to a game, I'm always looking all the time because that's an investment. Like, it's an investment either as a fan or it's a financial investment or it's both. So if you want to act a whole fool, you can do that at home. Don't bring that to the stadium where people are spending their hard-earned money trying to present real life experiences for them and their families. So this is ridiculous, but at the same time, I got to give that man, the first guy, a little bit of props because that took a lot of restraint to be like, I'm not going to hit you, but your man going to catch these hands, okay? And that's exactly the way that people don't think about those things.
I'm sure afterwards he's like, thanks, Brenda. Got my ass kicked for no reason because you got drunk.
Yeah, Jeff, you've got two boys. My kids are at the age where I've taken them to games. How do you? I don't mind baseball and basketball, but football games are a little bit different. There's a drinking culture that goes around with that, and the things that are yelled in the stands when I do go to games, which I did a lot pre-COVID. I don't know if I feel comfortable bringing my 13-year-old or my 14-year-old. So how will you feel going to football games, especially Bears games?
Again, I think this is a very small minority. I think people around, not in this instance, but would help break it up. But there is a lot of drinking that goes on with these football games, right? I don't think this is new. I kind of want to blame social media for the rage, but I think this has always been going on, right? And I think now everybody has a camera and they just capture it more, as opposed to when I was growing up, this happened. It was happening and forgotten. Now everybody's out to record that.
So it seems like there's more instances.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Right.
All right. Okay, you guys. Can you imagine? This is like a real life Ferris Bueller's Day Off story. Do you ever wonder what happens to your car when you drop it off at the dealership for repairs? Well, one man had a big surprise when a technician allegedly took his car for a joyride. Yeah, dash cam video captured him leaving the dealership, getting on the highway, and getting the man's Corvette up to 148 miles per hour. The man confronted the dealership over the incident. So get this, the owner of the dealership gave the man a brand new 2022 Corvette as a way to make things right. What? Al!
I just, Sam, I thought about you because you have a nice car and you dent it up quite a bit. So it's like, this is like, Sam has such a nice truck, and every time it's got like a new dent from, it's like always like a transformer just got knocked into it. Like, why? So, like, are you worried about this when you drop it off at the dealership?
What do you mean, am I worried about this? I don't drop it off at the dealership. I wait till I turn in the lease, and then I always pay ahead of time that bumps, nicks, and dents like insurance coverage, so when I turn it in, I don't have to get nicked for it. So it is what it is. I don't take too much pride of having my car super perfect. If there's a dent, there's a dent.
Would you be upset if you saw this dash cam footage?
I would want to get something out of it. I wouldn't necessarily be upset, but I'd want to get something out of it.
I feel like if you have a car like this, it's kind of expected, right? I'm going to drop it off. They're going to cruise around in it for a little bit. When I drop off when I valet my car, I'm like, yeah, there's some change. Take it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you expect people are going to do things.
No.
If you could afford a $200,000 car, you have some fun.
When you're paying that amount of money, I think the expectation's even higher that whoever you drop it off to is going to protect that investment.
I mean, if I could afford that. It's not like you can't, like, if you have a $250,000 car, you're not really worried about money. Go have a little fun.
Can you rewind the miles? Like,
no.
Did you not?
I know. In the movie in the 80s.
I did it. Okay, it's been a handful of decades since Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe, I hear you, Michael Dean. Hi, Gabriella. Nice to meet you. So maybe since 4 or 5 decades ago, they've been able to somehow figure out a way to change the mileage, or no?
But what about the dash cam footage? How would they fix that? Time machine?
We're talking about, good one, Al. We're talking about if it happened to any one of us. None of us have dash cams.
Or a $250,000 car.
Right. Well, Sam's is expensive, but she keeps denting it.
All right. Coming up on DBL, a mother shares how she put a stop to bullying before it started. The viral post that helped her son, who has a rare condition, feel accepted at school. And emotional college drop-offs. A few celebs are sharing their experiences with their kids going away to school. Plus, Sean Penn's stern message to his fans, what he's saying to the unvaccinated about not going to the theater to see his movie.
So as long as we're gonna go back to the car thing, as long as they didn't ruin, like if they got in an accident or they messed up my car somehow, I'd want them to fix it. If I knew they just went for a little joyride and I had that car, I don't know if I'd be upset.
I
Do you see what I'm
definitely
saying?
feel you. I mean,
I'm more upset now because I can't afford things. So when they break something, I want it fixed. But if I was rich, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
but the Corvette isn't a $200,000 car.
It's not? How much does that car cost?
No,
Like 90?
Like maybe.
That's it?
80 or 90, yeah.
Maybe even
Boy, they
less
look like
than that. No. Because that's the thing, it's like people who buy a Corvette, generally it's like my dad bought a Corvette a couple years ago because he was at that retirement stage of life. You know, like he's waited his entire life and he's gonna buy this car. We aren't allowed to look at the car.
MSRP $60,000.
Yeah, like souped up brand new. I mean, and that's still a lot of money.
Oh, I thought it was like, it looked like a Lamborghini.
No. So like, I mean,
So much
when you're
I
talking
know
about
about
that amount, it's like these might be people who are like in their 50s, 60s, they're retiring, they saved their entire life. So now it's like, you punk, I'm gonna drop this off and you're just gonna drive my dream vehicle all over the place when I don't even drive it like that. See, it's a different thing.
Let me tell a quick story real fast. I drive a it's a Infiniti 2009. So I was going to the supermarket, and did I just say supermarket? Anyways, real fast. There was two kids, getting carts, and my windows were down. They're like, "Cool G37X," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "Wait a second, that's my car." I'm like, they're making fun of me, but they were together. So I circled around, and I love uncomfortable situations. They were in high school. I circled around and parked right in front of them and like looked at them when I got out of the car. And both of them like had their heads down and they were like, they were nervous because I pulled up. So I was like, that's what I thought, high schoolers. I'm walking, I'm like 50 yards away about to go in. They're like, "Cool car, mister." And I started laughing. I'm like, they had to get in like a last thing.
That's a cool car.
I know. It was a 2009 car and they were like shaming me.
I don't understand.
"Cool car, mister."
Welcome back to DBL. Sean Penn has a lot to say about people who refuse to get the vaccine. While on CNN, he said he doesn't want the unvaccinated going to the theater to see his new movie, Flag Day. Take a look.
I would request that only vaccinated audiences have an opportunity to see this theatrically. It's rare these days to have something that is exclusively theatrical. Eventually it will stream. And that's a better time for the unvaccinated to see it. Though I think I'll probably offend them out of that choice. With something like this, you can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated.
Powerful words, Al. What do you think?
I think that with words like that, we're further getting into them and us, because that's all the people here. People don't care about this movie. People don't care about, one specific place. When people hear unvaccinated, they hear us. They hear our people, the people I talk to on the internet for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. And we're going to get further and further into a divide. I think almost as deep as racial and ideological and religious. They're going to just be people that are unvaccinated, and that's how they identify, and they will be willing to lose their lives or risk your life because of it.
I think it's a little covert versus overt, and when things are covert, like, you really have to take a stand and be overt about it. Like, it's not like race where people are like, oh, I can identify you based on what you look like, right? I think this is very telling because we're in a capitalist society. So for anyone to say, I don't want a segment of the population to even go and watch this movie when it isn't available anywhere else, tells you how much that industry is suffering and subsequently Many other industries are suffering. I think we're also at a divide between people who were affected by this pandemic and people who were more or less unaffected by the pandemic. It didn't change their day-to-day. It didn't change whether they worked or not. So we're having two different conversations. But when people start saying, like, this is what we need to get back to normal because it's had that much effect on our economy, that's telling in itself.
And what about all the other people that worked on that movie, right, that have their own opinions? Now, he's the face of the movie. He came out. I don't know how much back end he gets or other people on that movie, but it's going to affect the box office, right? We're divided as a country. We're split in half. You just offended half of America. They are not going to see this movie or any other movie you put out because of that statement. That's why I don't like when entertainers from any aspect, whether it be a singer, an actor, get involved in things like politics, because it does. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I would never do that if I was an entertainer, to put it out there so black and white as to don't come see my movie because this is what I believe. That's
especially
it's just counterproductive in my opinion. If his goal is to get more people vaccinated, is to somehow debunk misinformation, to your point, it just pushes people farther apart. No one's going to listen.
Alienation and judgment does not work,
It
Sam.
doesn't.
And we keep, even if you're upset, you have to remember that. And like you said, it's going to cost the people. Sean Penn's fine financially.
What about the people that can't get vaccinated?
Right.
Some people really can't get vaccinated. So, I don't know. All right, interesting conversation coming up on DBL, the perfect send-off for the first day of school, how a really special little boy got the royal treatment.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. If you know what it's like to be bullied, then you know the first day of school is no simple task. Earlier, we spoke with a protective mom who took a cue from a Hollywood film. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
I'm pretty much totally petrified.
I'll see you later.
Okay, you don't want to walk up with your parents because it's not cool.
But you're cool.
I know I am, but technically most dads aren't. Neither are these helmets.
Dear God, please make them be nice to him.
Like in the movie Wonder, Brittany Dennison is the mother of Michael, a 5-year-old with the same rare syndrome.
The fact that he doesn't have ears, the fact that he has a trach around his neck. His hearing aids right now are attached to a headband. In the future, they will be implanted on the back of his head. I think that along with the trach and the fact that he doesn't have ears are probably the 3 biggest things that make him more of a target for bullying.
Before his first day of school, she shared her fears in a post to other parents, urging them to help protect him from bullying.
The message that I hope that adults will hear and internalize is that it's really our behaviors that the kids are hanging on and learning from.
Now her message of kindness is going viral.
Brittany Dennison, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you for taking the time to be here. What about your extremely bright 5-year-old son, Michael, made you concerned about potential bullying? Talk to us about that.
Michael was born with a condition called Treacher-Collins syndrome, and basically all the bones in his face are just a little smaller than they should be. So from the minute he was born, we anticipated that he would be a target for bullying. I will say that it's actually been quite the opposite. Some people say special needs, but we are starting to call it special treatment.
Heck yes! Way to go, Michael.
Now, you wrote a very heartfelt message on social media that went viral. What did you say in that message, and why was it important for you to share it?
My intention was just to reach other parents of children who would interact with him so that they could have the conversation with their children and hopefully make his first day of kindergarten a little bit easier. It's important to tell your children that if they're going to stare, they should say hi. I know a lot of times we tell our children, don't stare, and we're actually setting the example for them to look away, which is actually more harmful. The most important thing that we can do for our children is to set the example by treating other adults with kindness and positivity.
Something incredible happened on Michael's first day of school. Can you tell us about it?
We got a call from a firefighter after we had made the original post on Facebook who invited Michael to ride to school in a fire truck. But little did I know that they had also invited his favorite superhero, who happens to double as a Midlothian police officer. So he's Captain America, and there's another police officer who dressed up as Batman. So we were surprised on the first day of school, walking into our front yard to fire trucks, police officers, Captain America, and Batman.
What do you feel can be done to put an end to bullying, both online and in person?
The only thing that really puts an end to bullying is that we stop just telling our children and that we actually show them. And it's making eye contact with the cashier that's checking you out, and it's giving a compliment to the woman in the drive-through line. And when somebody cuts you off in traffic, how are you handling that situation? And are you name calling? What's our behavior with other adults, and what are we modeling for our kids?
Just so you know, Brittany, my mom's in a wheelchair sometimes, and people will stare, and she'll go like this to them, and they'll like really scarily come over, and she'll go, "You want to race?" It's like the idea, just interact, just ask me
or
what's
a little
wrong.
joke, something to break the ice.
Exactly. So please tell Michael we are thinking about him. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us and starting a conversation to help other parents prevent bullying.
Thank you.
What a special story. You can support more kids like Michael by visiting the Children's Craniofacial Association's website at ccakids.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Erica?
Well, of course, you said this story would tug at people's heartstrings. Jennifer said Michael is adorable, wishing him the best this school year. And about rage in America, Carolyn said road rage, shooting in every state are on the rise now. Stress, politics, pandemic are all weighing heavy on people, which we've seen manifest in real time.
I know. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. If you're leaving us, good one, Sam. You can
Good
watch,
transition.
Good transition. You can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. Marlon Wayans opens up about never getting married, why he says his mom is the reason for it. Plus, Mayim Bialik is coming back as Jeopardy's first guest host since Mike Richards announced his departure. Will Mayim become the permanent replacement?
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
And he does.
I can't. Welcome to DBL. We've already begun. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started. Okay. The Jeopardy saga continues. The game show announced that Mayim Bialik will fill in for 3 weeks while this show puts together another round of guest hosts. As we mentioned, Mike Richards, who was originally named the permanent host, also the executive producer, stepped down last week after some controversies in his past came to light. And it looks like Ryan Reynolds is throwing his support to fan favorite LeVar Burton, who has actively campaigned to be Jeopardy's new host. Ryan tweeted, quote, F-ROM 2013 to 2015 Deadpool would explode. What was that? What's that? What am I reading?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I think
the
it was
teleprompter.
separated, yeah.
The teleprompter is all weird and wonky. Okay.
F-ROM.
I
would have said the same thing.
That's legit what it said.
It's not like she made it. I was looking, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Sometimes we get some technical difficulties here.
Live show, baby.
So he says, let's see, with the fans wanting me to play him, it was awkward because I agreed with them, but the studio didn't see it. Ultimately, the fans won, and the rest is glorious history. I'm forever grateful. Hi, LeVar Burton. Okay, sorry if you weren't even able to follow all that, but what do you think of all this Jeopardy drama, especially being a fan?
You know, in a way, it is good for the show because fame or shame, it's all the same game. I think the Mike Richards thing would have fizzled out fast, but now that there's this whole new controversy for people to start talking about it again, I think it's going to be good for the show in the end. I think they're going to give it to LeVar. I think Ryan Reynolds is absolutely correct. You have to listen to the fans.
Well, I hope the executive producers are refreshing their Twitter so they can come to a decision because it doesn't seem like they're making any on their own.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I think people are going to get burnt out with this process. We're not electing a chancellor. You know, we're electing like somebody who's going to host. And the thing is, we already had one round that went on for a long time while Alex was still with us. Then we had controversy. Then the controversy went down. Then it came back up. And now we're going to go through another round. It's like, pick someone and can we move on?
But if they pick Mayim Bialik, she's going to get scrutiny because if some people out there want LeVar Burton,
but she'll
they're
get
going to
less than
fire
Mike
back.
Richards, though. She'll get less than Mike.
She'll still get some, which is this is like you said, it's a game show host, not our president. For real.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Pick someone.
So a lot of you have your kids being sent off to school. I saw pictures of your kids going to school.
Yeah.
Sophie starts September 1st. Now, a lot of you are also saying goodbye to your college kids, which can be a very emotional journey for parents, and celebrities are no exception. So, for example, Brooke Shields posted some pics dropping her daughter Rowan off at college, writing that her, quote, extraordinary baby girl is spreading her wings. Brooke was visibly upset on what she called the saddest drive away from anywhere she ever had to make. And friend of the show, Candace Cameron Bure, also dropped her youngest off at the airport on his way to college. In a video, she said she was sad to see him go, but her husband Val, not so much. Watch.
I had to just drop him off at LAX, and I'm getting no sympathy from someone. That's what's wrong with America.
We're raising soft kids. I moved from Russia to U.S. by myself. I was 16 or 17. My mom didn't drop me off, by the way.
I'm still sad. Who's with me?
I would be so sad. Now, your kids are getting there.
Yeah.
Do you think about those days?
It's a nightmare. I absolutely don't want them to go. It's my worst fear. It's like dropping them off at college. I'm conscious of it now. So, like every second I can feel like their youth, just slipping through my fingers and trying to hold on to it. But you have to let them go. But that doesn't mean that I can't be selfish and not want to share them with the world, But it's part of it. So I definitely get this for parents. I couldn't imagine that day, but it's going to be rough.
Well, I like the balance of the husband and wife. Someone's got to be sad and someone's got to be happy, right? In my family, I don't know who that's going to be because I cried when we sent him to preschool. You know what I mean? I just got teary-eyed. So it's like, I don't know, maybe in 16 years, I'm going to help them out the door. But right now, they're still little.
I know. I think about September 1st already. Like saying goodbye to Sophie going to preschool, and our coworker Sharon, she had to say goodbye to her kids going to college, and she's like, "It goes by fast, Sam." And I was like, "Wait, what do you mean? How fast?" Yeah. I mean, you're almost there.
It's I can see it. I can see the finish line, and it's scary.
Grow up.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the finish line.
Well, you know what? It's the finish line for their youth.
That's the starting line.
It's the start of their adulthood. It's the start of them probably never having the same address as you do again. And that's the scary thing. It's just like not being able to holler upstairs and your kids are up there. Now it's like, get on a plane, get on the highway to go see them. It's a different game, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man, Al.
I know. I know, man. It's rough.
All right, let's talk about Marlon Wayans, okay? Because he's revealing why he never got married. Speaking to Essence magazine, Marlon said he never wanted a woman to come between him and his mom. He added his mother, who passed away last year, needed him, and that women sometimes batter for your attention. Watch.
And I said, you know, I'm 47 years old, and I've never been married. Yeah. Because I always wanted you to be my number one girl. And my mother turned over. She looked at me. She grabbed my hand. She pulled me close to her. I said, I know. I love you too.
Oh, Erica, what do you think of this?
Well, growing up, when I started dating, my mother always said, pay attention to the way a man treats his mother, because that's absolutely the way he'll treat you. And I know that to be a fact in my own relationship. I always think it's a very selfless thing, especially to be a caregiver. Obviously, the Wayans family is a huge family. And I look at my family and think, wow, some of us have made very different sacrifices to make sure that our family is taken care of. That's a very selfless thing to do. Also, he's going to learn something more than what we're learning, because we're learning to model the values that our parents set that worked. And what he's going to learn is what he's learning is really how to be a caregiver. And that's going to be something that maybe one day will make him a really great spouse to someone.
Yeah, I think this ups his stock if he does want to get married, because him not wanting to get married is more attractive. For some reason, when someone doesn't like me, I get it more attracted to them, right? You know what I mean? And if they like me, I'm like, I'm over it, you know? So, but I think this ups his stock because it shows his loyalty. It shows what a good caregiver he is. And so if he doesn't want to get married, a lot of people are going to be coming for him.
Well, I mean,
in a good way.
If you think about what a relationship is, it's companionship for the most part. And he was in a relationship with his mother, and nothing sexual. I'm not even taking there. I'm talking about his life companion and her life companion. They were each other's. So if he was to bring in another woman, that would almost be like breaking up that companionship. Now that she's gone, he has figured out how to live his life with somebody else alongside of it. So I'm assuming that he will be a better partner because of this relationship that he had with his mom. There was nothing like weird or like obsessive.
Right, he was a caretaker for her.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's the biggest.
And she for him emotionally.
Yes, because if that wasn't the caveat, I think we'd be having a very different conversation.
Absolutely.
If she was, very healthy, and so is he, and he decided, I mean, it's definitely his right to decide to only have his mom. I think that comes off selfish if that were the case. I would think his mom would want him to find love. He would want to be able to, have a relationship with his mom and his wife and everything under the sun. But because he's a caretaker, that's what makes it different.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that because I read a lot of the comments who thought it was unhealthy, but I don't think they understood exactly his role in that family. All right. So speaking of marriage, 2 of Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughters say they are not invited to his upcoming wedding. Can you believe that? So Dog was married to his wife Beth for 13 years before she passed away from cancer in 2019. Dog then got engaged 10 months later, and they're set to get married next month. So his daughter Cecily says she and her sister Bonnie have no issue with Dog's new fiance, but believe they aren't invited to the wedding because they remind Dog of Beth. Wow. What do you think of that, Erica?
I think that that's a sad situation for any family, but it kind of stands out to me that they're speculating on what his reasons were, which means that there must be a pretty severe breakdown in communication. So, I mean, that's just not a great place for any family to be.
Yeah, it was, again, I'm just speculating here, but there was some tension because after Beth died, he quickly got engaged, right? And I know we talked about that story. I don't know exactly how his kids felt. He's got 12 kids. He's got had multiple wives in the past, so I don't know how that rubbed the children from Beth, right? That were Beth's
Wasn't
mom.
she a friend of?
I believe close friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
there's
speculating
layers
on this whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
these are inner family dynamics. But it's like Erica said, the fact that like the daughters are kind of saying, well, we think, it's like, if you're not going to invite your daughters to your wedding, then that is one of two things. A, you have not moved on from the prior relationship, had your piece of that relationship, and now give your dad your blessing for him to move on with his life. And so that hasn't happened. So now we just have this weird thing where your daughters stay back with your wife and her memory and her legacy as you now push forward with this new person. And there's this weird gap,
But
Sam.
I think a lot of people can relate to it, unfortunately. I think trauma, when there's a loss in the family, it either can bring a family closer together or it can completely destroy a family. And I think a lot of people watching right now completely understand that. How many times have we been to funerals and we have, you know, drama take place within the family? And it's sad because that's when you really need your family the most. So I just hope that whatever they're going through, they can somehow come out on the other side of it and not go the rest of their lives hating one another or not supporting one another, because I've seen that far too often. Okay, so did you guys see that Angelina Jolie took Instagram by surprise? She's now on Instagram. She joined over the weekend. She smashed the record for the fastest user to gain 1 million followers. She reportedly gained 1.7 million followers in just an hour with a post showing a letter from a teenage girl in Afghanistan. Angelina is using the platform specifically to raise awareness about the crisis there since the Taliban took over the country. Erica, what do you think about her mission?
I think people can say what they want about Angelina Jolie, but when she's a humanitarian, she is a humanitarian. So the idea that social media, which clearly means nothing to her in an age where social media means everything, so you know you got to be somewhere up top for it to be nothing, right? She decides to just come on, create an Instagram in order to raise awareness.
Well, this is one case where I do applaud social media, right? When you're trying to do good, and she's already got 1.7 million followers.
Now 7.7.
Right.
7 million already. So I mean, look at the message. She doesn't need to buy ads or commercials. We all know her humanitarian past with Cambodia when she did that movie. She even adopted a child there. So she's doing this for the good, right? She's doing this for the good, not for the gram.
Oh, there we go.
I like it.
Yeah, Sam, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that she's using her platform in this way. But you know, it does make you think, like, how many other celebrities are looking at her and saying, "What else could I do with my platform?"
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all he does is environmentalist posts on his Instagram. You don't see him promoting movies. I mean, to your point, he's at a point in his career where he can do that.
He doesn't need to promote his movies. He can do whatever he wants.
It's great that he does dedicate his life to philanthropy. Okay, coming up on DBL, signs that you could still be living in the dark ages. We'll find out if any of us, are old school. Plus, a young boy's path to finding his forever home, how he found the perfect match after years of foster care in today's Hard Threads. So Al always gives me flack for, like, I guess being outdated. So this weekend, my husband wanted us to listen to this basketball player's music. What's his name?
Damian Lillard.
Okay. So he's like, pull it up, pull it up. So I first of all, I don't even use apps. I go to Pandora.com and all these things.
Wow. You go to the website?
Or YouTube.com. I don't whatever. So my husband's like, what is taking so long? He grabs my phone, he goes, wow. I go, what? He goes, wow. And then he's turned into you. He's like, what, do you use a rotary phone too? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, no one uses Pandora anymore. You're not even on the app. Oh, yeah.
Happy Monday.
Hey.
Hey. So you preface this. It's ways you're stuck in the dark ages according to millennials. I am guilty of everything on this list.
That's
by the
funny.
way. I'm doing it
Me
all.
too.
So things like, are you paying cash? Are you talking on a landline? Are your bills coming in the mail? Is your grocery list handwritten? Are you riding in a cab rather than an Uber and a Lyft? And do you describe your favorite song as bangin'? I bet you do this.
I've dropped it on the show
You
a
say
couple times.
banger.
Yeah, Bieber's got a couple bangers off his new album.
So yeah, it's just ways millennials are making us look like dinosaurs.
All right, I'm here for it. I still say, like, if we
And
go
you're
out,
gonna
I'm like, let's get
discuss
crunk.
after each one.
But there's a thing too where if you
That's
say
funny.
a newer
After
word,
each
it
one.
makes you
Each
seem
one.
like
Yeah,
you're
there'll
trying
be
to
a
like.
discussion.
Right.
Thank you, Jen.
Great.
I like
That
to
was
know
our
what the
producer
new
Jen,
word
everybody.
is.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So
I'm
she
not
gives us
gonna
like
use it.
the lowdown before we are. Sorry, I'm listening. How much time do we have? Okay. Okay. I have a feeling Al's going to be ahead of the game on this one.
Yeah, but you can't be too ahead, otherwise you're trying too hard.
Welcome back to DBL. It could be a sign of the times that you're getting older, at least according to millennials. Here are just a few of the things that millennials say people do that make them look as old as dinosaurs. Great.
Wow.
All right, let's see if we're guilty. So, are you using cash to buy things? All you do is use cash, Jeff.
No, not all, but yes, I do often. I'm still old
Erica?
Cash is king. What are you talking about?
Okay, dinosaurs. Are you still out talking on a landline?
No, but I do like when I stay in hotels. I like to use them because it sounds different. It's really clear.
I hope you sanitize it first.
I wipe down everything in that hotel. I'm Sam now. You changed me on that one.
Yep.
I wipe down everything, but I like to hear the way the landline
You
sounds.
make fun of me using my landline.
Yeah, that was super embarrassing. We're at work. It's got to be a novelty thing, not a day-to-day. Sam's on her phone like it's the 80s. Boiler room.
Okay, boiler room. Okay, do your bills still arrive in the mail, Erica?
Yeah, but I don't check the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? I don't check the mail.
You don't check the mail?
No, I don't.
What if you have an invite?
We got into it. So inside baseball, our boss's daughter's getting married, and he was like, I need you to return the invite. I'm like, Bert, I don't know where the invite is.
Okay, so first of all, I knew nothing of this. I hope you don't think that I was like...
No.
Okay.
No, I was like, I don't know where the invite is. And I'm like, where's the invite? And he goes, we sent it to you. And I was like, how? And he goes, in the mail. And I'm like, it might be in my mailbox? So I called Anthony and I'm like, hey, you got to check the mailbox because apparently there's an invitation in the mail.
Is it full, your mailbox?
I mean, yeah, with like the coupon things and stuff.
I live for the mail. Jeff, do you live for the mail? I live for the mail.
I don't live for it.
I love looking in my mailbox.
I like the mail.
I like things on auto pay, but I also like getting the hard copy too.
Like the good old mailbox. Okay. Is your grocery list handwritten? Always.
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
You don't just use notes on your phone?
Sometimes I use notes on my phone.
No, that's annoying, especially when the pandemic hit and it was like, you don't recognize me, it's me with the mask on. You know, you have to write it down.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, yeah, because you can't.
I like the feeling of crossing something off. So like on my to-do list, I think that's the thing that kind of separates the generations. I like the feeling of the tactile, like crossing off.
What's the first thing you cross off of your to-do list?
Usually make my shake for the morning.
No, it's
you have to
make your
put that on your to-do list?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I write everything down
You
so
have
you
to
get
say,
the little
make
feeling of
myself a shake.
Otherwise, I'll like get a saucy meat muffin or something. I want to like remind myself to reward myself.
Unbelievable.
All right, landline.
Saucy muffin.
Wow. Are you still riding in a cab rather than an Uber or Lyft? No.
Depends on what city you're in.
Oh. Yeah, I guess if you're in New York City, cab it, right?
Yeah, you take but only in New York.
Well, I Uber in New York, and they threatened my life. It's a big, I mean, with the unions and stuff, it's a big deal. But some cities, you can't find a Uber or Lyft. You have to take a cab.
Okay. Sorry, I got one more in my ear. Lastly, do you describe your favorite song, this one's for Jeff, as bangin'?
Absolutely. Bieber's got a bunch of bangers on his new album. And sometimes I do it for the shock value. Like, if we're going to go out and have some beers, I'm like, let's get crunked.
Yeah.
And I say it just for the fact that it, like, holds some weight.
Crunk?
Yeah, but I'm half joking around when I'm like, Bieber's got some bangers. I'm specifically trying to be
What's the cool way to say
funny.
that now? What's the cool way to say it?
You say it slaps or it bops.
See, I would never know what that means.
If I said Bieber's new song slaps, that's how you have to make a joke because that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you have to.
That's Sam.
It's not for our generation.
This song slaps.
Trying? Yeah, for sure. I would try.
We all know that
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. So something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. Hope, patience, and love. That's the story of a boy's journey to find his forever home, reminding us all to take time out of every day to just smile. That's today's Heart Threads.
This 12-year-old spent 7 years in foster care. Now he's living in an island paradise. KJ spent 7.5 years in foster care, more than half his life, but it never dampened his spirits.
I'm just like smiling. People tell me that I have $1 million smile.
Let's see it. KJ finally found his forever home after 2,749 days. With his new parents, he moved to the Portuguese island of Terceira.
We wanted to be able to show him the world. There's a lot out there to see and experience.
On the island, KJ has blossomed, making the honor roll, playing sports, and exuding confidence.
I swim every single day for about 7 hours.
He's not exaggerating. He's not exaggerating.
KJ always had faith that the right parents would find him.
You feel great, and that you get a parent that actually loves you. And the person is giving me a really nice bed and nice food and everything.
We'll be right back.
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, A-list celebrity bodyguard Simon Newton, with a resume including everyone from Michael Jackson to Naomi Campbell to Kendall Jenner, what it's really like protecting Hollywood's elite. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ooh, that sounds good. Erica, got some comments for us?
Yes. Katie says, I live for the mailbox too, Sam, but no one ever sends me anything.
Oh my gosh, can I tell my really cool exclusive invitation story? So like when I was living in LA, I was like, you know, I just booked Dr. Drew. I got this exclusive invitation, shiny envelope, handwritten. I thought it was for like some big bash for like the Oscars. I open it up, it's from DirecTV. Oh my God.
Big time and feeling yourself.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
That was weird.
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
today on Daily Blast Live.
Shocking video of fights erupting in the stands at NFL games. Is pent-up anger putting all of America on edge? Sean Penn doesn't hold back the strong message he has for unvaccinated fans. Marlon Wayans reveals the surprising reason he never got married. And a mom shares how her son, who has a rare condition, got a hero's welcome on the first day of school.
We were surprised.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, August 23rd. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Erica, welcome back. We've missed you.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
You feel good?
I do feel good. Yeah, some time away in Mexico. Got some 65-mile-per-hour winds. Feeling rejuvenated.
The most casual. I texted Erica about something totally benign. She's like, yeah, I'll look into that. We're about to go through a hurricane. And I was like, forget what I was like, hey, can I borrow your oven mitts? She's like, no. So we're glad you're safe.
Yeah, yes. Happy to have you back, Erica. All right, so let's get right to it because there is big news on the vaccine front. Today, the FDA granted full approval for the Pfizer COVID vaccine for people 16 and up. It had been approved for emergency use since December, but now this means more places can start mandating that people get it. Erica, what do you feel about this?
I think it's going to be interesting because a lot of people have used the fact that it wasn't FDA approved as a reason for not getting the vaccine. And so now we'll see if people are actually going to do it now that it's approved. Interestingly enough, and we were having this conversation earlier, but there is a talk show host who just lost his life yesterday who was very anti-vax, was very staunch on talking about it, did a few parody songs on Vax Man, things like that. And his family is really pleading with people to get vaccinated and talking about how regretful he was on his deathbed. So I hope with all of these stories and all the tragedies that have come out, now that there's been an approval, that people will start to shift their thinking if that was truly the reason why they weren't doing it.
Jeff, what do you think about the mandate part of it? I mean, now that it's FDA approved, the government the Pentagon will mandate the vaccine for their 1.4 million U.S. service members. What do you think about just grocery stores mandating, movie theaters?
I'm not for mandating, right? I think the FDA approval will sway some people, surprisingly, because I think a lot of people were like, the FDA didn't even approve this, I'm not getting it. And I think more people saw what the vaccine could actually do for you. It prevents hospitalization. A list of things. I don't need to go through them. But if something changes like that where they could change their views without being viewed a coward, because I think some people are like, I'm standing strong, so is Dominic and so is Susan, and we're all on the same team. And then one guy's like, well, this is FDA approved, I think I'm gonna get it now. So hopefully this does sway some people. For the mandating, I know something needs to be done, Sam, for us to try to get back to normal, but I don't know if mandating is the answer as of right yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the mandating, I do believe, will cause people to push back further, but it will make them make a choice, Sam. Are you willing to stick with your anti-vax views if that means you can't go to a football game, if it means you can't go to Costco, if it means that you can't get on a flight, if it means you can't go into Ace Hardware? If you're willing to give all that stuff up because it's that important to you, then so be it. But if you do want some of the luxuries and privileges that come along with being vaccinated, that come along with protecting the people that are inside of that business, that keep that business going that you love so much, then maybe it will sway you to go ahead and get it. Trump actually said at a rally, I believe it was on this weekend or on Friday, that he got the vaccine. It was not received well, but at least even that side is now saying it. So let's hope. We just want to get back to life as normal.
Amen. Hopefully, sooner than later. Okay, so did you guys see this? There was another fight this weekend at an NFL game. And a warning to our viewers, this video is graphic. So you see a woman, there she is, yelling at a man at the Steelers game. Well, things got physical. Yeah, she slapped him across the face and a brawl broke out. At one point, he punches another man who falls over into the seats. The two continue to fight until other fans come and break it up. This was the second weekend in a row with a brawl at an NFL game after a fight broke out last weekend at a game between the Rams and the Chargers. So what is going on with all this rage in America right now, Erica? And you know, you're a season ticket holder. Have you witnessed this?
I've seen some pretty crazy things, but I will say this. I just watched Malice in the Palace, and I remember this like it was yesterday.
Tell our viewers what that is, please.
So Malice in the Palace was when the Pacers and the Pistons, sorry, there was this huge brawl. It was really the brawl from the fan standpoint was initiated by a fan who threw a beer on Ron Artest.
I remember that.
But the whole thing was that these NBA players are thugs, you know, because we had all this representation of media back then, to say another side. But when you really watch the entire thing, it was initiated by the fans. We see this all the time because there's a sense of ownership. I'm a season ticket holder. I own you, which is the most chattel backwards butt thing that anybody could ever think. But that's how people think. When I go to a game, I'm always looking all the time because that's an investment. Like, it's an investment either as a fan or it's a financial investment or it's both. So if you want to act a whole fool, you can do that at home. Don't bring that to the stadium where people are spending their hard-earned money trying to present real life experiences for them and their families. So this is ridiculous, but at the same time, I got to give that man, the first guy, a little bit of props because that took a lot of restraint to be like, I'm not going to hit you, but your man gonna catch these hands, okay? And that's exactly the way that people don't think about those things.
I'm sure afterwards he's like, thanks, Brenda. Got my ass kicked for no reason because you got drunk.
Yeah, Jeff, you've got two boys. My kids are at the age where I've taken them to games. How do you? I don't mind baseball and basketball, but football games are a little bit different. There's a drinking culture that goes around with that, and the things that are yelled in the stands when I do go to games, which I did a lot pre-COVID. I don't know if I feel comfortable bringing my 13-year-old or my 14-year-old. So how will you feel going to football games, especially Bears games?
Again, I think this is a very small minority. I think people around, not in this instance, but would help break it up. But there is a lot of drinking that goes on with these football games, right? I don't think this is new. I kind of want to blame social media for the rage, but I think this has always been going on, right? And I think now everybody has a camera and they just capture it more, as opposed to when I was growing up, this happened. It was happening and forgotten. Now everybody's out to record that.
So it seems like there's more instances.
Absolutely,
yeah.
right.
All right. Okay, you guys. Can you imagine? This is like a real-life Ferris Bueller's Day Off story. Do you ever wonder what happens to your car when you drop it off at the dealership for repairs? Well, one man had a big surprise when a technician allegedly took his car for a joyride. Yeah, dash cam video captured him leaving the dealership, getting on the highway, and getting the man's Corvette up to 148 miles per hour. The man confronted the dealership over the incident. So get this, the owner of the dealership gave the man a brand new 2022 Corvette as a way to make things right. What? Al!
Sam, I thought about you because you have a nice car and you dent it up quite a bit. So it's like, this is like, Sam has such a nice truck, and every time it's got like a new dent from, it's like always like a transformer just got knocked into it. Like, why? So, like, are you worried about this when you drop it off at the dealership?
What do you mean, am I worried about this? I don't drop it off at the dealership. I wait till I turn in the lease, and then I always pay ahead of time that bumps, nicks, and dents, like insurance coverage, so when I turn it in, I don't have to get nicked for it. So it is what it is. I don't take too much pride of having my car super perfect. If there's a dent, there's a dent.
Would you be upset if you saw this dash cam footage?
I would want to get something out of it. I wouldn't necessarily be upset, but I'd want to get something out of it.
I feel like if you have a car like this, it's kind of expected, right? I'm going to drop it off. They're going to cruise around in it for a little bit. When I drop off my when I valet my car, I'm like, yeah, there's some change. Take it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you expect people are going to do things.
No.
If you could afford a $200,000 car, you have some fun.
When you're paying that amount of money, I think the expectation's even higher that whoever you drop it off to is going to protect that investment.
I mean, if I could afford that. It's not like you can't, like, if you have a $250,000 car, you're not really worried about money. Go have a little fun.
Can you rewind the miles? Like,
no.
Did you not?
I did in the movie in the 80s.
I did it. Okay, it's been a handful of decades since Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe, I hear you, Michael Dean. Hi, Gabriella. Nice to meet you. So maybe since 4 or 5 decades ago, they've been able to somehow figure out a way to change the mileage. Or no?
But what about the dash cam footage? How would they fix that? Time machine?
We're talking about, good one, Al. We're talking about if it happened to any one of us. None of us have dash cams.
Or a $250,000 car.
Right. Well, Sam's is expensive, but she keeps denting it.
All right. Coming up on DBL, a mother shares how she put a stop to bullying before it started. The viral post that helped her son, who has a rare condition, feel accepted at school. And emotional college drop-offs. A few celebs are sharing their experiences with their kids going away to school. Plus, Sean Penn's stern message to his fans, what he's saying to the unvaccinated about not going to the theater to see his movie.
Closed captioning provided by
So as long as we're gonna go back to the car thing, as long as they didn't ruin, like if they got in an accident or they messed up my car somehow, I'd want them to fix it. If I knew they just went for a little joyride and I had that car, I don't know if I'd be upset.
I
Do you see what I'm
definitely
saying?
feel you. I mean,
I'm more upset now because I can't afford things. So when they break something, I want it fixed. But if I was rich, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
But the Corvette isn't a $200,000 car.
It's not? How much does that car cost?
No,
It's like 90?
Like maybe
That's it?
80 or 90, yeah.
maybe even
Boy, they
less
look like
than that. No. Because that's the thing, it's like people who buy a Corvette, generally it's like my dad bought a Corvette a couple years ago because he was at that retirement stage of life. You know, like he's waited his entire life and he's gonna buy this car. We aren't allowed to look at the car.
MSRP $60,000.
Yeah, like souped up brand new. I mean, and that's still a lot of money.
Oh, I thought it was like, it looked like a Lamborghini.
No. So like, I mean,
So much-
when you're
I
talking
know
about
about
that, it's like these might be people who are like in their 50s, 60s, they're retiring, they've saved their entire life. So now it's like, you punk, I'm gonna drop this off and you're just gonna drive my dream vehicle all over the place when I don't even drive it like that. See, it's a different thing.
Let me tell a quick story real fast. I drive a G. It's a Infinity 2009. So I was going to the supermarket, and did I just say supermarket? Anyways, real fast. There was two kids, getting carts, and my windows were down. They're like, "Cool G37X," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "Wait a second, that's my car." I'm like, they're making fun of me, but they were together. So I circled around. I love uncomfortable situations. They were in high school. I circled around and parked right in front of them and like looked at them when I got out of the car. And both of them like had their heads down and they were like, they were nervous because I pulled up. So I was like, that's what I thought, high schoolers. I'm walking, I'm like 50 yards away about to go in. They're like, "Cool car, mister." And I started laughing. I'm like, they had to get in like the last thing. That's a cool car. I know. It was a 2009 car and they were like shaming me.
I don't understand.
Cool car, mister.
Welcome back to DBL. Sean Penn has a lot to say about people who refuse to get the vaccine. While on CNN, he said he doesn't want the unvaccinated going to the theater to see his new movie, Flag Day. Take a look.
I would request that only vaccinated audiences have an opportunity to see this theatrically. It's rare these days to have something that is exclusively theatrical. You know, eventually it will stream. And that's a better time for the unvaccinated to see it. Though I think I'll probably offend them out of that choice. With something like this, you can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated.
Powerful words, Al. What do you think?
I think that with words like that, we're further getting into them and us, because that's all the people here. People don't care about this movie. People don't care about, one specific place. When people hear unvaccinated, they hear us. They hear our people, the people I talk to on the internet for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. And we're going to get further and further into a divide. I think almost as deep as racial and ideological and religious. There are going to just be people that are unvaccinated, and that's how they identify, and they will be willing to lose their lives or risk your life because of it.
I think it's a little covert versus overt, and when things are covert, like, you really have to take a stand and be overt about it. Like, it's not like race where people are like, oh, I can identify you based on what you look like, right? I think this is very telling because we're in a capitalist society. So for anyone to say, I don't want a segment of the population to even go and watch this movie when it isn't available anywhere else, tells you how much that industry is suffering, and subsequently Many other industries are suffering. I think we're also at a divide between people who were affected by this pandemic and people who were more or less unaffected by the pandemic. It didn't change their day-to-day. It didn't change whether they worked or not. So we're having two different conversations. But when people start saying, like, this is what we need to get back to normal because it's had that much effect on our economy, that's telling in itself.
And what about all the other people that worked on that movie, right, that have their own opinions? Now, he's the face of the movie. He came out. I don't know how much back end he gets or other people on that movie, but it's going to affect the box office, right? We're divided as a country. We're split in half. You just offended half of America. They are not going to see this movie or any other movie you put out because of that statement. That's why I don't like when entertainers from any aspect, whether it be a singer, an actor, get involved in things like politics, because it does. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I would never do that if I was an entertainer, to put it out there so black and white as to don't come see my movie because this is what I believe. That's
especially
it's just counterproductive in my opinion. If his goal is to get more people vaccinated, is to somehow debunk misinformation, to your point, it just pushes people farther apart. No one's going to listen.
Alienation and judgment does not work,
It
Sam.
doesn't.
And we keep, even if you're upset, you have to remember that. And like you said, it's going to cost the people. Sean Penn's fine
What about the
financially.
people that can't get vaccinated?
Right.
Some people really can't get vaccinated. So, I don't know. All right, interesting conversation coming up on DBL, the perfect send-off for the first day of school, how a really special little boy got the royal treatment.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. If you know what it's like to be bullied, then you know the first day of school is no simple task. Earlier, we spoke with a protective mom who took a cue from a Hollywood film. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
I'm pretty much totally petrified.
I'll see you later.
Lucky, you don't want to walk up with your parents because it's not cool.
But you're cool.
I know I am, but technically most dads aren't. Neither are these helmets.
Dear God, please make them be nice to him.
Like in the movie Wonder, Brittany Dennison is the mother of Michael, a 5-year-old with the same rare syndrome.
The fact that he doesn't have ears, the fact that he has a trach around his neck, his hearing aids right now are attached to a headband. In the future, they will be implanted on the back of his head. I think that along with the trach and the fact that he doesn't have ears are probably the 3 biggest things that make him more of a target for bullying.
Before his first day of school, she shared her fears in a post to other parents, urging them to help protect him from bullying.
The message that I hope that adults will hear and internalize is that it's really our behaviors that the kids are hanging on and learning from.
Now her message of kindness is going viral. Brittany Dennison, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you for taking the time to be here. What about your extremely bright 5-year-old son, Michael, made you concerned about potential bullying? Talk to us about that.
Michael was born with a condition called Treacher-Collins syndrome, and basically all the bones in his face are just a little smaller than they should be. So from the minute he was born, we anticipated that he would be a target for bullying. I will say that it's actually been quite the opposite. Some people say special needs, but we are starting to call it special treatment.
Heck yes! Way to go, Michael.
Now, you wrote a very heartfelt message on social media that went viral. What did you say in that message, and why was it important for you to share it?
My intention was just to reach other parents of children who would interact with him so that they could have the conversation with their children and hopefully make his first day of kindergarten a little bit easier. It's important to tell your children that if they're going to stare, they should say hi. I know a lot of times we tell our children, don't stare, and we're actually setting the example for them to look away, which is actually more harmful. The most important thing that we can do for our children is to set the example by treating other adults with kindness and positivity.
Something incredible happened on Michael's first day of school. Can you tell us about it?
We got a call from a firefighter after we had made the original post on Facebook who invited Michael to ride to school in a fire truck. But little did I know that they had also invited his favorite superhero who happens to double as a Midlothian police officer. So he's Captain America, and there's another police officer who dressed up as Batman. So we were surprised on the first day of school, walking into our front yard to fire trucks, police officers, Captain America, and Batman.
What do you feel can be done to put an end to bullying, both online and in person?
The only thing that really puts an end to bullying is that we stop just telling our children and that we actually show them. And it's making eye contact with the cashier that's checking you out, and it's giving a compliment to the woman in the drive-through line. And when somebody cuts you off in traffic, how are you handling that situation? And are you name calling? What's our behavior with other adults, and what are we modeling for our kids?
Just so you know, Brittany, my mom's in a wheelchair sometimes, and people will stare, and she'll go like this to them, and they'll like really scarily come over, and she'll go, "You want to race?" It's like the idea, just interact, just ask me what's wrong.
Or a little joke, something to break the ice.
Exactly. So please tell Michael we are thinking about him. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us and starting a conversation to help other parents prevent bullying.
Thank you.
What a special story. You can support more kids like Michael by visiting the Children's Craniofacial Association's website at ccakids.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, We will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Erica?
Well, of course, you said this story would tug at people's heartstrings. Jennifer said Michael is adorable, wishing him the best this school year. And about rage in America, Carolyn said road rage, shooting in every state are on the rise now. Stress, politics, pandemic are all weighing heavy on people, which we've seen manifest in real time.
I know. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. If you're leaving us, good one, Sam. You can
Good
watch,
transition.
Good transition. You can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. Marlon Wayans opens up about never getting married, why he says his mom is the reason for it. Plus, Mayim Bialik is coming back as Jeopardy's first guest host since Mike Richards announced his departure. Will Mayim become the permanent replacement?
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
And he does.
I can't. Welcome to DBL. We've already begun. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started. Okay. The Jeopardy saga continues. The game show announced that Mayim Bialik will fill in for 3 weeks while this show puts together another round of guest hosts. As we mentioned, Mike Richards, who was originally named the permanent host, also the executive producer, stepped down last week after some controversies in his past came to light. And it looks like Ryan Reynolds is throwing his support to fan favorite LeVar Burton, who has actively campaigned to be Jeopardy's new host. Ryan tweeted, quote, F-ROM 2013 to 2015 Deadpool would explode. What was that? What's that? What am I reading?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I think
the
it was
teleprompter.
separated, yeah.
The teleprompter is all weird and wonky. Okay.
F-ROM.
I would have
That's legit what it says.
It's not like she made it. I was looking, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Sometimes we get some technical difficulties here.
Live show, baby.
So he says, let's see, with the fans wanting me to play him, it was awkward because I agreed with them, but the studio didn't see it. Ultimately, the fans won, and the rest is glorious history. I'm forever grateful. Hi, LeVar Burton. Okay, sorry if you weren't even able to follow all that, but what do you think of all this Jeopardy drama, especially being a fan?
You know, in a way, it is good for the show because fame or shame, it's all the same game. I think the Mike Richards thing would have fizzled out fast, but now that there's this whole new controversy for people to start talking about it again, I think it's going to be good for the show in the end. I think they're going to give it to LeVar. I think Ryan Reynolds is absolutely correct. You have to listen to the fans.
Well, I hope the executive producers are refreshing their Twitter so they can come to a decision because it doesn't seem like they're making any on their own.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I think people are going to get burnt out with this process. We're not electing a chancellor. You know, we're electing like somebody that's going to host. And the thing is, we already had one round that went on for a long time while Alex was still with us. Then we had controversy. Then the controversy went down. Then it came back up. And now we're going to go through another round. It's like, pick someone and can we move on?
But if they pick Mayim Bialik, she's going to get scrutiny because if some people out there want LeVar Burton,
but she'll
they're
get
going to fire
than Mike
back.
Richards, though. She'll get less than Mike.
She'll still get some, which is this is like you said, it's a game show host. Not our president. For real.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Pick someone.
So a lot of you have your kids being sent off to school. I saw pictures of your kids going to school.
Yeah.
Sophie starts September 1st. Now, a lot of you are also saying goodbye to your college kids, which can be a very emotional journey for parents, and celebrities are no exception. So, for example, Brooke Shields posted some pics dropping her daughter Rowan off at college, writing that her, quote, extraordinary baby girl is spreading her wings. Brooke was visibly upset on what she called the saddest drive away from anywhere she ever had to make. And friend of the show, Candace Cameron Bure, also dropped her youngest off at the airport on his way to college. In a video, she said she was sad to see him go, but her husband Val, not so much. Watch.
I had to just drop him off at LAX, and I'm getting no sympathy from someone. That's what's wrong with America.
Raising soft kids. I moved from Russia to U.S. by myself. I was 16 or 17. My mom didn't drop me off, by the way.
I'm still sad. Who's with me?
I would be so sad. Now, your kids are getting there.
Yeah.
Do you think about those days?
It's a nightmare. I absolutely don't want them to go. It's my worst fear. It's like dropping them off at college. I'm conscious of it now. So, like every second I can feel like their youth, just slipping through my fingers and trying to hold on to it. But you have to let them go, but that doesn't mean that I can't be selfish and not want to share them with the world, but it's part of it. So I definitely get this for parents. I couldn't imagine that day, but it's going to be rough.
Well, I like the balance of the husband and wife. Someone's got to be sad and someone's got to be happy, right? In my family, I don't know who that's going to be because I cried when we sent him to preschool. You know what I mean? I just got teary-eyed. So it's like, I don't know, maybe in 16 years, I'm going to help them out the door. But right now, they're still little.
I know. I think about September 1st already. Like saying goodbye to Sophie going to preschool, and our coworker Sharon, she had to say goodbye to her kids going to college, and she's like, it goes by fast, Sam. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? How fast? Yeah. I mean, you're almost there.
It's I can see it. I can see the finish line, and it's scary.
Grow up.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the finish line.
Well, you know what? It's the finish line for their youth.
That's the starting line.
It's the start of their adulthood. It's the start of them probably never having the same address as you do again. And that's the scary thing. It's just like not being able to holler upstairs and your kids are up there. Now it's like, get on a plane, get on the highway to go see them. It's a different game, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man, Al.
I know. I know, man. It's rough.
All right, let's talk about Marlon Wayans, okay? Because he's revealing why he never got married. Speaking to Essence magazine, Marlon said he never wanted a woman to come between him and his mom. He added his mother, who passed away last year, needed him, and that woman sometimes batter for your attention. Watch.
And I said, you know, I'm 47 years old, and I've never been married. Yeah. Because I always wanted you to be my #1 girl. And my mother turned over. She looked at me. And she grabbed my hand. She pulled me close to her. I said, I know. I love you too.
Oh, Erica, what do you think of this?
Well, growing up, when I started dating, my mother always said, pay attention to the way a man treats his mother, because that's absolutely the way he'll treat you. And I know that to be a fact in my own relationship. I always think it's a very selfless thing, especially to be a caregiver. Obviously, the Wayans family is a huge family. And I look at my family and think, wow, some of us have made very different sacrifices to make sure that our family is taken care of. That's a very selfless thing to do. Also, he's going to learn something more than what we're learning, because we're learning to model the values that our parents set that worked. And what he's going to learn is what he's learning is really how to be a caregiver. And that's going to be something that maybe one day will make him a really great spouse to someone.
Yeah, I think this ups his stock if he does want to get married, because him not wanting to get married is more attractive. For some reason, when someone doesn't like me, I get it more attracted to them, right? You know what I mean? And if they like me, I'm like, I'm over it, you know? So, but I think this ups his stock because it shows his loyalty. It shows what a good caregiver he is. And so if he doesn't want to get married, a lot of people are going to be coming for him.
Well, I mean,
in a good way.
If you think about what a relationship is, it's companionship for the most part. And he was in a relationship with his mother, and nothing sexual. I'm not even taking there. I'm talking about his life companion and her life companion. They were each other's. So if he was to bring in another woman, that would almost be like breaking up that companionship. Now that she's gone, he has figured out how to live his life with somebody else alongside of it. So I'm assuming that he will be a better partner because of this relationship that he had with his mom. There was nothing like weird or like obsessive.
Right, he was a caretaker for her.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's the
And she for him emotionally.
Yes, because if that wasn't the caveat, I think we'd be having a very different conversation.
Absolutely.
If she was, very healthy, and so is he, and he decided, I mean, it's definitely his right to decide to only have his mom. I think that comes off selfish if that were the case. I would think his mom would want him to find love. He would want to be able to, have a relationship with his mom and his wife and everything under the sun. But because he's a caretaker, that's what makes it different.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that because I read a lot of the comments who thought it was unhealthy, but I don't think they understood exactly his role in that family. All right. So speaking of marriage, 2 of Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughters say they are not invited to his upcoming wedding. Can you believe that? So Dog was married to his wife Beth for 13 years before she passed away from cancer in 2019. Dog then got engaged 10 months later, and they're set to get married next month. So his daughter Cecily says she and her sister Bonnie have no issue with Dog's new fiance, but believe they aren't invited to the wedding because they remind Dog of Beth. Wow. What do you think of that, Erica?
I think that that's a sad situation for any family, but it kind of stands out to me that they're speculating on what his reasons were, which means that there must be a pretty severe breakdown in communication. So, I mean, that's just not a great place for any family to be.
Yeah, it was, again, I'm just speculating here, but there was some tension because after Beth died, he quickly got engaged, right? And I know we talked about that story. I don't know exactly how his kids felt. He's got 12 kids. He's got had multiple wives in the past, so I don't know how that rubbed the children from Beth, right? That were Beth's
Wasn't
mom.
she a friend of?
I believe close friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
there's
speculating
layers
on this whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't
know. These are inner family dynamics. But it's like Erica said, the fact that like the daughters are kind of saying, well, we think, it's like, if you're not going to invite your daughters to your wedding, then that is one of two things. A, you have not moved on from the prior relationship, had your piece of that relationship, and now give your dad your blessing for him to move on with his life. And so that hasn't happened. So now we just have this weird thing where your daughters stay back with your wife and her memory and her legacy as you now push forward with this new person. And there's this weird gap,
But
Sam.
I think a lot of people can relate to it, unfortunately. I think trauma, when there's a loss in the family, it either can bring a family closer together or it can completely destroy a family. And I think a lot of people watching right now completely understand that. How many times have we been to funerals and we have, you know, drama take place within the family? And it's sad because that's when you really need your family the most. So I just hope that whatever they're going through, they can somehow come out on the other side of it and not go the rest of their lives hating one another or not supporting one another, because I've seen that far too often. Okay, so did you guys see that Angelina Jolie took Instagram by surprise? She's now on Instagram. She joined over the weekend. She smashed the record for the fastest user to gain 1 million followers. She reportedly gained 1.7 million followers in just an hour with a post showing a letter from a teenage girl in Afghanistan. Angelina is using the platform specifically to raise awareness about the crisis there since the Taliban took over the country. Erica, what do you think about her mission?
I think people can say what they want about Angelina Jolie, but when she's a humanitarian, she is a humanitarian. So the idea that social media, which clearly means nothing to her in an age where social media means everything, so you know you got to be somewhere up top for it to be nothing, right? She decides to just come on, create an Instagram in order to raise awareness.
Well, this is one case where I do applaud social media, right? When you're trying to do good, and she's already got 1.7 million followers.
Now 7.7.
Right.
7 million already. So I mean, look at the message. She doesn't need to buy ads or commercials. We all know her humanitarian past with Cambodia when she did that movie. She even adopted a child there. So she's doing this for the good, right? She's doing this for the good, not for the gram.
Oh, there we go.
I like it.
Yeah, Sam, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that she's using her platform in this way. But you know, it does make you think, like, how many other celebrities are looking at her and saying, "What else could I do with my platform?"
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all he does is environmentalist posts on his Instagram. You don't see him promoting movies. I mean, he's, to your point, he's at a point in his career where he can do that.
He doesn't need to promote his movies. He can do whatever he wants.
It's great that he does dedicate his life to philanthropy. Okay, coming up on DBL, signs that you could still be living in the dark ages. We'll find out if any of us, are old school. Plus, a young boy's path to finding his forever home, how he found the perfect match after years of foster care in today's Heart Threads.
Closed captioning provided by
So Al always gives me flack for, like, I guess being outdated. So this weekend, my husband wanted us to listen to this basketball player's music. What's his name?
Damian Lillard.
Okay. So he's like, pull it up, pull it up. So I first of all, I don't even use apps. I go to Pandora.com and all these things.
Wow. You go to the website?
Or YouTube.com. I don't whatever. So my husband's like, what is taking so long? He grabs my phone, he goes, wow. I go, what? He goes, wow. And then he's turned into you. He's like, what, do you use a rotary phone too? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, no one uses Pandora anymore. You're not even on the app. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Hey. So you preface this. It's ways you're stuck in the dark ages, according to millennials. I am guilty of everything on this list.
That's funny.
I'm doing it
Me
all.
too.
So things like, are you paying cash? Are you talking on a landline? Are your bills coming in the mail? Is your grocery list handwritten? Are you riding in a cab rather than an Uber and a Lyft? And do you describe your favorite song as bangin'? I bet you do this.
I've dropped it on the show
You
a
say
couple times.
banger.
Yeah, Bieber's got a couple bangers off his new album.
So yeah, it's just ways millennials are making us look like dinosaurs.
All right, I'm here for it. I still say, like, if you
And
go
you're
out,
gonna
I'm like, let's get
discuss
crunk.
after each one.
But there's a thing
Sam,
too where if you
That's
say
funny.
the
After
word,
each
it
one.
makes you
Each
seem
one.
like
Yeah,
you're
there'll
trying
be
to
a
like.
discussion.
Right.
Thank you, Jen.
Great.
I like
That
to
was
know
our
what the
producer
new
Jen,
word
everybody.
is.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So
I'm
she
not
gives us
gonna
like
use it.
the lowdown before we are. Sorry, I'm listening. How much time do we have? Okay. Okay. I have a feeling Al's going to be ahead of the game on this one.
Yeah, but you can't be too ahead, otherwise you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. It could be a sign of the times that you're getting older, at least according to millennials. Here are just a few of the things that millennials say people do that make them look as old as dinosaurs. Great.
Wow.
All right, let's see if we're guilty. So, are you using cash to buy things? All you do is use cash, Jeff.
No, not all, but yes, I do often. I'm still old
Erica?
school.
Cash is king. What are you talking about?
Okay, dinosaurs. Are you still out talking on a landline?
No, but I do like when I stay in hotels, I like to use them because it sounds different. It's really clear.
I hope you sanitize it first.
I wipe down everything in that hotel. I'm Sam now. You changed me on that one.
Yep.
I wipe down everything, but I like to hear the way the landline
You
sounds.
make fun of me using my landline.
Yeah, that was super embarrassing. We're at work. It's got to be a novelty thing, not a day-to-day. Sam's on her phone like it's the 80s. Boiler room.
Okay, boiler room. Okay, do your bills still arrive in the mail, Erica?
Yeah, but I don't check the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? I don't check the mail.
You don't check the mail?
No, I don't.
What if you have an invite?
We got into it. So inside baseball, our boss's daughter's getting married, and he was like, I need you to return the invite. I'm like, Bert, I don't know where the invite is.
Okay, so first of all, I knew nothing of this. I hope you don't think that I was like,
no.
Okay.
No, I was like, I don't know where the invite is. And I'm like, where's the invite? And he goes, we sent it to you. And I was like, how? And he goes, in the mail. And I'm like, it might be in my mailbox? So I called Anthony and I'm like, hey, you got to check the mailbox because apparently there's an invitation in the mail.
Is it full, your mailbox?
I mean, yeah, with like the coupon things and
live
stuff.
for the mail. Jeff, do you live for the mail? I live for the mail.
I don't live for it.
I love looking in my mailbox.
I like the mail.
I like things on auto pay, but I also like getting the hard copy too.
Like the good old mailbox. Okay. Is your grocery list handwritten? Always.
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
You don't just use notes on your phone?
Sometimes I use notes on my phone.
No, that's annoying, especially when the pandemic hit and it was like, you don't recognize me, it's me with the mask on. You know, you have to write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because
I like the feeling of crossing something off. So like on my to-do list, I think that's the thing that kind of separates the generations. I like the feeling of the tactile, crossing off.
What's the first thing you cross off of your to-do list?
Usually make my shake for the morning.
No, it's
you have to
make your
put that on your to-do list?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I write everything down
You
so
have
you
to
get
say,
the little
make
feeling of
myself a shake.
Otherwise, I'll get a saucy muffin or something. I want to remind myself to reward myself.
Unbelievable.
All right, landline.
Saucery muffin.
Wow. Are you still riding in a cab rather than an Uber or Lyft? No.
Depends on what city you're in.
Oh. Yeah, I guess if you're in New York City, cab it, right?
Yeah, you take but only in New York.
Well, I Uber in New York and they threatened my life. It's a big, with the unions and stuff, it's a big deal. But some cities you can't find a Uber or Lyft, you have to take a cab.
Okay. Sorry, I got one more in my ear. Lastly, do you describe your favorite song, this one's for Jeff, as bangin'?
Absolutely. Bieber's got a bunch of bangers on his new album. And sometimes I do it for the shock value. Like if we're going to go out and have some beers, I'm like, let's get crunked.
Yeah.
And I say it just for the fact that it holds some weight.
Crunk?
Yeah, but I'm half joking around when I'm like, Bieber's got some bangers. I'm specifically trying to be
What's the cool way to say
funny.
that now? What's the cool way to say it?
You say it slaps or bops.
See, I would never know what that means.
If I said Bieber's new song slaps, that's how you have to make a joke because that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you have to.
That's Sam.
It's not for our generation.
This song slaps.
Trying.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. Hope, patience, and love. That's the story of a boy's journey to find his forever home, reminding us all to take time out of every day to just smile. That's today's Heart Threads.
This 12-year-old spent 7 years in foster care. Now he's living in an island paradise. KJ spent 7.5 years in foster care, more than half his life, but it never dampened his spirits.
I'm just like smiling. People tell me that I have $1 million smile.
Let's see it. KJ finally found his forever home after 2,749 days. With his new parents, he moved to the Portuguese island of Terceira.
We wanted to be able to show him the world. There's a lot out there to see and experience.
On the island, KJ has blossomed, making the honor roll, playing sports, and exuding confidence.
I swim every single day for about 7 hours.
He's not exaggerating.
He's not exaggerating.
KJ always had faith that the right parents would find him.
You feel great, and that you get a parent that actually loves you. And the person is giving me a really nice bed and nice food and everything.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, A-list celebrity bodyguard Simon Newton, with a resume including everyone from Michael Jackson to Naomi Campbell to Kendall Jenner, what it's really like protecting Hollywood's elite. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ooh, that sounds good. Erica, got some comments for us?
Yes. Katie says, I live for the mailbox too, Sam, but no one ever sends me anything.
Oh my gosh, can I tell my really cool exclusive invitation story? So like when I was living in LA, I was like, you know, I just booked Dr. Drew. I got this exclusive invitation, shiny envelope, handwritten. I thought it was for like some big bash for like the Oscars. I open it up, it's from DirecTV. Oh my God.
Big time and feeling yourself.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
Here's what we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
Shocking video of fights erupting in the stands at NFL games. Is pent-up anger putting all of America on edge? Sean Penn doesn't hold back the strong message he has for unvaccinated fans. Marlon Wayans reveals the surprising reason he never got married. And a mom shares how her son, who has a rare condition, got a hero's welcome on the first day of school.
We were surprised.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, August 23rd. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Erica, welcome back. We've missed you.
Thank you. I missed you guys.
You feel good?
I do feel good. Yeah, some time away in Mexico. Got some 65-mile-per-hour winds. Feeling rejuvenated.
The most casual. I texted Erica about something totally benign. She's like, yeah, I'll look into that. We're about to go through a hurricane. So, and I was like, forget what I was like, hey, can I borrow your oven mitt? She's like, no. So we're glad you're safe.
Yeah, yes. Happy to have you back, Erica. All right, so let's get right to it because there is big news on the vaccine front. Today, the FDA granted full approval for the Pfizer COVID vaccine for people 16 and up. It had been approved for emergency use since December, but now this means more places can start mandating that people get it. Erica, what do you feel about this?
I think it's going to be interesting because a lot of people have used the fact that it wasn't FDA approved as a reason for not getting the vaccine. And so now we'll see if people are actually going to do it now that it's approved. Interestingly enough, and we were having this conversation earlier, but there is a talk show host who just lost his life yesterday who was very anti-vax, was very staunch on talking about it, did a few parody songs on Vax Man, things like that. And his family is really pleading with people to get vaccinated and talking about how regretful he was on his deathbed. So I hope with all of these stories and all the tragedies that have come out, now that there's been an approval, that people will start to shift their thinking if that was truly the reason why they weren't doing it.
Jeff, what do you think about the mandate part of it? I mean, now that it's FDA approved, the government the Pentagon will mandate the vaccine for their 1.4 million U.S. service members. What do you think about just grocery stores mandating, movie theaters?
I'm not for mandating, right? I think the FDA approval will sway some people, surprisingly, because I think a lot of people were like, the FDA didn't even approve this, I'm not getting it. And I think more people saw what the vaccine could actually do for you. It prevents hospitalization. A list of things. I don't need to go through them. But if something changes like that where they could change their views without being viewed a coward, because I think some people are like, I'm standing strong, so is Dominic and so is Susan, and we're all on the same team. And then one guy's like, well, this is FDA approved, I think I'm going to get it now. So hopefully this does sway some people. For the mandating, I know something needs to be done, Sam, for us to try to get back to normal, but I don't know if mandating is the answer as of right yet. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the mandating, I do believe, will cause people to push back further, but it will make them make a choice, Sam. Are you willing to stick with your anti-vax views? So that means you can't go to a football game. If it means you can't go to Costco. If it means that you can't get on a flight. If it means you can't go into Ace Hardware. If you're willing to give all that stuff up because it's that important to you, then so be it. But if you do want some of the luxuries and privileges that come along with being vaccinated, that come along with protecting the people that are inside of that business, that keep that business going that you love so much, then maybe it will sway you to go ahead and get it. Trump actually said at a rally, I believe it was on this weekend or on Friday, that he got the vaccine. It was not received well, but at least even that side is now saying it. So let's hope. We just want to get back to life as normal.
Amen. Hopefully, sooner than later. Okay, so did you guys see this? There was another fight this weekend at an NFL game, and a warning to our viewers, this video is graphic. So you see a woman, there she is, yelling at a man at the Steelers game. Well, things got physical. Yeah, she slapped him across the face, and a brawl broke out. At one point, he punches another man who falls over into the seats. The two continue to fight until other fans come and break it up. This was the second weekend in a row with a brawl at an NFL game after a fight broke out last weekend at a game between the Rams and the Chargers. So what is going on with all this rage in America right now, Erica? And, you know, you're a season ticket holder. Have you witnessed this?
I've seen some pretty crazy things, but I will say this. I just watched Malice in the Palace, and I remember this like it was yesterday.
Tell our viewers what that is, please.
So Malice in the Palace was when the Pacers and the Pistons, sorry, there was this huge brawl. It was really the brawl from the fan standpoint was initiated by a fan who threw a beer on Ron Artest.
I remember that.
But the whole thing was that these NBA players are thugs, you know, because we had all this representation of media back then to say another side. But when you really watch the entire thing, it was initiated by the fans. We see this all the time because there's a sense of ownership. I'm a season ticket holder. I own you, which is the most chattel backwards butt thing that anybody could ever think. But that's how people think. When I go to a game, I'm always looking all the time because that's an investment. Like, it's an investment either as a fan or it's a financial investment or it's both. So if you want to act a whole fool, you can do that at home. Don't bring that to the stadium where people are spending their hard-earned money trying to present real life experiences for them and their families. So this is ridiculous, but at the same time, I got to give that man, the first guy, a little bit of props because that took a lot of restraint to be like, I'm not going to hit you, but your man gonna catch these hands, okay? And that's exactly the way that people don't think about those things.
I'm sure afterwards he's like, thanks, Brenda. Yeah. Got my ass kicked for no reason because you got drunk.
Yeah, Jeff, you got two boys. My kids are at the age where I've taken them to games. How do you? I don't mind baseball and basketball, but football games are a little bit different. There's a drinking culture that goes around with that, and the things that are yelled in the stands when I do go to games, which I did a lot pre-COVID. I don't know if I feel comfortable bringing my 13-year-old or my 14-year-old. So how will you feel going to football games, especially Bears games?
Again, I think this is a very small minority. I think people around, not in this instance, but would help break it up. But there is a lot of drinking that goes on with these football games, right? I don't think this is new. I kind of want to blame social media for the rage, but I think this has always been going on, right? And I think now everybody has a camera and they just capture it more, as opposed to when I was growing up, this happened. It was happening and forgotten. Now everybody's out to record that.
So it seems like there's more instances.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Right.
All right. Okay, you guys. Can you imagine? This is like a real-life Ferris Bueller's Day Off story. Do you ever wonder what happens to your car when you drop it off at the dealership for repairs? Well, one man had a big surprise when a technician allegedly took his car for a joyride. Yeah, dash cam video captured him leaving the dealership, getting on the highway, and getting the man's Corvette up to 148 miles per hour. The man confronted the dealership over the incident. So get this, the owner of the dealership gave the man a brand new 2022 Corvette as a way to make things right. What? Ow!
I just, Sam, I thought about you because you have a nice car and you dent it up quite a bit. So it's like, this is like, Sam has such a nice truck, and every time it's got like a new dent from, it's like always like a transformer just got knocked into it. Like, why? So, like, are you worried about this when you drop it off at the dealership?
What do you mean, am I worried about this? I don't drop it off at the dealership. I wait till I turn in the lease, and then I always pay ahead of time that bumps, nicks, and dents, like insurance coverage, so when I turn it in, I don't have to get nicked for it. So it is what it is. I don't take too much pride of having my car super perfect. If there's a dent, there's a dent.
Would you be upset if you saw this dash cam footage?
I would want to get something out of it. I wouldn't necessarily be upset, but I'd want to get something out of it.
I feel like if you have a car like this, it's kind of expected, right? I'm going to drop it off. They're going to cruise around in it for a little bit. When I drop off when I valet my car, I'm like, yeah, there's some change. Take it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you expect people are going to do things.
No.
If you could afford a $200,000 car, you have some fun.
When you're paying that amount of money, I think the expectation's even higher that whoever you drop it off to is going to protect that investment.
I mean, if I could afford that, It's not like you can't, like if you have a $250,000 car, you're not really worried about money. Go have a little fun.
Can you rewind the miles? Like
no.
Did you not?
I know. In the movie in the 80s.
I did it. Okay, it's been a handful of decades since Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Maybe I hear you, Michael Dean. Hi, Gabriella. Nice to meet you. So maybe since 4 or 5 decades ago, they've been able to somehow figure out a way to change the mileage, or no?
But what about the dash cam footage? How would they fix that? Time machine?
We're talking about good one, Al. We're talking about if it happened to any one of us. None of us have dash cams.
Or a $250,000 car.
Right. Well, Sam's is expensive, but she keeps denting it.
All right. Coming up on DBL, a mother shares how she put a stop to bullying before it started. The viral post that helped her son, who has a rare condition, feel accepted at school. And emotional college drop-offs. A few celebs are sharing their experiences with their kids going away to school, plus Sean Penn's stern message to his fans, what he's saying to the unvaccinated about not going to the theater to see his movie.
Closed captioning provided by
So as long as we're gonna go back to the car thing, as long as they didn't ruin, like if they got in an accident or they messed up my car somehow, I'd want them to fix it. If I knew they just went for a little joyride and I had that car, I don't know if I'd be upset.
I
Do you see what I'm
definitely
saying?
feel you. I mean,
I'm more upset now because I can't afford things. So when they break something, I want it fixed. But if I was rich, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
but the Corvette isn't a $200,000 car. Like,
it's not? How much does that car cost?
No,
like 90?
Like maybe,
That's it?
80 or 90, yeah.
Maybe even
they
less
look like
than that. No. Because that's the thing, it's like people who buy a Corvette, generally it's like my dad bought a Corvette a couple years ago because he was at that retirement stage of life. You know, like he's waited his entire life and he's gonna buy this car. We aren't allowed to look at the car.
MSRP $60,000.
Yeah, like souped up, brand new. I mean, and that's still a lot of money.
Oh, I thought it was like, it looked like a Lamborghini.
No. So like, I mean, when you're talking about
that,
it's like these might be people who are like in their 50s, 60s, they're retiring, they've saved their entire life. So now it's like, you punk, I'm gonna drop this off and you're just gonna drive my dream vehicle all over the place when I don't even drive it like that. See, it's a different thing.
Let me tell a quick story real fast. I drive a it's a Infinity 2009. So I was going to the supermarket, and did I just say supermarket? Anyways, real fast. There was 2 kids, getting carts, and my windows were down. They're like, "Cool G37X," and I was like, "What?" Yeah, I was like, "Wait a second, that's my car." I'm like, they're making fun of me, but they were together. So I circled around, and I love uncomfortable situations. They were in high school. I circled around and parked right in front of them and like looked at them when I got out of the car. And both of them like had their heads down and they were like, they were nervous because I pulled up. So I was like, that's what I thought, high schoolers. I'm walking, I'm like 50 yards away about to go in. They're like, "Cool car, mister." And I started laughing. I'm like, they had to get in like a last thing. That's a cool car. I know. It was a 2009 car and they were like shaming me.
I don't understand.
"Cool car, mister."
Welcome back to DBL. Sean Penn has a lot to say about people who refuse to get the vaccine. While on CNN, he said he doesn't want the unvaccinated going to the theater to see his new movie, Flag Day. Take a look.
I would request that only vaccinated audiences have an opportunity to see this theatrically. It's rare these days to have something that is exclusively theatrical. Eventually it will stream. And that's a better time for the unvaccinated to see it. Though I think I'll probably offend them out of that choice. With something like this, you can't go around pointing a gun in somebody's face, which is what it is when people are unvaccinated.
powerful words, Al. What do you think?
I think that with words like that, we're further getting into them and us, because that's all the people here. People don't care about this movie. People don't care about, one specific place. When people hear unvaccinated, they hear us. They hear our people, the people I talk to on the internet for 6, 8, 10 hours a day. And we're going to get further and further into a divide. I think almost as deep as racial and ideological and religious. They're going to just be people that are unvaccinated, and that's how they identify, and they will be willing to lose their lives or risk your life because of it.
I think it's a little covert versus overt, and when things are covert, like, you really have to take a stand and be overt about it. Like, it's not like race where people are like, oh, I can identify you based on what you look like, right? I think this is very telling because we're in a capitalist society. So for anyone to say, I don't want a segment of the population to even go and watch this movie when it isn't available anywhere else, tells you how much that industry is suffering, and subsequently many other industries are suffering. I think we're also at a divide between people who were affected by this pandemic and people who were more or less unaffected by the pandemic. It didn't change their day-to-day. It didn't change whether they worked or not. So we're having two different conversations. But when people start saying, like, this is what we need to get back to normal because it's had that much effect on our economy, that's telling in itself.
And what about all the other people that worked on that movie, right, that have their own opinions? Now, he's the face of the movie. He came out. I don't know how much back end he gets or other people on that movie, but it's going to affect the box office, right? We're divided as a country. We're split in half. You just offended half of America. They are not going to see this movie or any other movie you put out because of that statement. That's why I don't like when entertainers from any aspect, whether it be a singer, an actor, get involved in things like politics, because it does. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I would never do that if I was an entertainer, to put it out there so black and white as to, don't come see my movie because this is what I believe. That's
especially
it's just counterproductive in my opinion. If his goal is to get more people vaccinated, is to somehow debunk misinformation, to your point, it just pushes people farther apart. No one's going to listen.
Alienation and judgment does not work,
It
Sam.
doesn't.
And we keep, even if you're upset, you have to remember that. And like you said, it's going to cost the people. Sean Penn's fine.
What about the people that can't get vaccinated?
Right.
Some people really can't get vaccinated. So, I don't know. All right, interesting conversation coming up on DBL, the perfect send-off for the first day of school, how a really special little boy got the royal treatment.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. If you know what it's like to be bullied, then you know the first day of school is no simple task. Earlier, we spoke with a protective mom who took a cue from a Hollywood film. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
I'm pretty much totally petrified.
I'll see you later.
Okay. You don't want to walk up with your parents because it's not cool.
But you're cool.
I know I am, but technically most dads aren't. Neither are these helmets.
Dear God, please make them be nice to him.
Like in the movie Wonder, Brittany Dennison is the mother of Michael, a 5-year-old with the same rare syndrome.
The fact that he doesn't have ears, the fact that he has a trach around his neck. His hearing aids right now are attached to a headband. In the future, they will be implanted on the back of his head. I think that along with the trach and the fact that he doesn't have ears are probably the 3 biggest things that make him more of a target for bullying.
Before his first day of school, she shared her fears in a post to other parents, urging them to help protect him from bullying.
The message that I hope that adults will hear and internalize is that it's really our behaviors that the kids are hanging on and learning from.
Now her message of kindness is going viral. Brittany Dennison, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you for taking the time to be here. What about your extremely bright 5-year-old son, Michael, made you concerned about potential bullying? Talk to us about that.
Michael was born with a condition called Treacher-Collins syndrome, and basically all the bones in his face are just a little smaller than they should be. So from the minute he was born, we anticipated that he would be a target for bullying. I will say that it's actually been quite the opposite. Some people say special needs, but we are starting to call it special treatment.
Heck yes! Way to go, Michael.
Now, you wrote a very heartfelt message on social media that went viral. What did you say in that message, and why was it important for you to share it?
My intention was just to reach other parents of children who would interact with him so that they could have the conversation with their children and hopefully make his first day of kindergarten a little bit easier. It's important to tell your children that if they're going to stare, they should say hi. I know a lot of times we tell our children, don't stare, and we're actually setting the example for them to look away, which is actually more harmful. The most important thing that we can do for our children is to set the example by treating other adults with kindness and positivity.
Something incredible happened on Michael's first day of school. Can you tell us about it?
We got a call from a firefighter after we had made the original post on Facebook who invited Michael to ride to school in a fire truck. But little did I know that they had also invited his favorite superhero who happens to double as a Midlothian police officer. So he's Captain America, and there's another police officer who dressed up as Batman. So we were surprised on the first day of school walking into our front yard to fire trucks, police officers, Captain America, and Batman.
What do you feel can be done to put an end to bullying, both online and in person?
The only thing that really puts an end to bullying is that we stop just telling our children and that we actually show them. And it's making eye contact with the cashier that's checking you out, and it's giving a compliment to the woman in the drive-through line. And when somebody cuts you off in traffic, how are you handling that situation? And are you name calling? What's our behavior with other adults, and what are we modeling for our kids?
Just so you know, Brittany, my mom's in a wheelchair sometimes, and people will stare, and she'll go like this to them, and they'll like really scarily come over, and she'll go, "You want to race?" It's like the idea, just interact, just ask me.
Or
what's
a little
wrong.
joke, something to break the ice.
Exactly. So please tell Michael we are thinking about him. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us and starting a conversation to help other parents prevent bullying.
Thank you.
What a special story. You can support more kids like Michael by visiting the Children's Craniofacial Association's website at ccakids.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Erica?
Well, of course, you said this story would tug at people's heartstrings. Jennifer said Michael is adorable, wishing him the best this school year. And about rage in America, Carolyn said road rage, shooting in every state are on the rise now. Stress, politics, pandemic are all weighing heavy on people, which we've seen manifest in real time.
I know. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, if you're leaving us, good one, Sam. You can
Good
watch,
transition.
Good transition. You can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you're sticking around, here's what's coming up. Marlon Wayans opens up about never getting married, why he says his mom is the reason for it. Plus, Mayim Bialik is coming back as Jeopardy's first guest host since Mike Richards announced his departure. Will Mayim become the permanent replacement?
Students are dealing with all the usual first day jitters, but they're also carrying a lot of baggage from the past couple of school years. Experts say the constant changes brought on by the pandemic may have kids feeling frustrated and confused. One of the best ways parents can help is by giving kids structure. Experts say setting a daily routine will help your student feel more secure amidst the COVID chaos and get them involved in the planning. Child psychologists say kids are more likely to follow a routine if they help create it. Experts say it's also important to stay organized. Get kids in the habit of writing down their assignments and responsibilities on a calendar. It will give their brains a break from trying to remember it all and give parents some peace of mind too. And above all, stay positive. It may sound counterintuitive, but teachers say parents should focus more on their students' strengths than their grades. With positive encouragement, kids are more likely to feel inspired to learn instead of stressed about their next test.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
He does.
I can't. Welcome to DBL. We've already begun. I'm Sam here with Al, Jeff, and Erica. Let's get started. Okay. The Jeopardy saga continues. The game show announced that Mayim Bialik will fill in for 3 weeks while this show puts together another round of guest hosts. As we mentioned, Mike Richards, who was originally named the permanent host, also the executive producer, stepped down last week after some controversies in his past came to light. And it looks like Ryan Reynolds is throwing his support to fan favorite LeVar Burton, who has actively campaigned to be Jeopardy's new host. Ryan tweeted, quote, F-ROM 2013 to 2015 Deadpool would explode. What was that? What's that? What am I reading?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I think
the
it was
teleprompter.
separated, yeah.
The teleprompter's all weird and wonky. Okay.
F-ROM.
I would have
That's legit what he said.
It's not like you made it.
I was looking, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Sometimes we get some technical difficulties here.
Live show, baby.
So he says, let's see, with the fans wanting me to play him, it was awkward because I agreed with them, but the studio didn't see it. Ultimately, the fans won, and the rest is glorious history. I'm forever grateful. Hi, LeVar Burton. Okay, sorry if you weren't even able to follow all that, but what do you think of all this Jeopardy drama, especially being a fan?
You know, in a way, it is good for the show because fame or shame, it's all the same game. I think the Mike Richards thing would have fizzled out fast, but now that there's this whole new controversy for people to start talking about it again, I think it's going to be good for the show in the end. I think they're going to give it to LeVar. I think Ryan Reynolds is absolutely correct. You have to listen to the fans.
Well, I hope the executive producers are refreshing their Twitter so they can come to a decision because it doesn't seem like they're making any on their own.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I think people are going to get burnt out with this process. We're not electing a chancellor. You know, we're electing like somebody that's going to host. And the thing is, we already had one round that went on for a long time while Alex was still with us. Then we had controversy. Then the controversy went down. Then it came back up. And now we're going to go through another round. It's like, pick someone and can we move on?
But if they pick Mayim Bialik, she's going to get scrutiny because if some people out there want LeVar Burton,
but she'll
they're
get
going to fire
than Mike
back.
Richards, though. She'll get less than
She'll
Mike.
still get some, which is this is like you said, it's a game show host. Not our president. For real.
It's a lot.
Okay.
Pick someone.
So a lot of you have your kids being sent off to school. I saw pictures of your kids going to school.
Yeah.
Sophie starts September 1st. Now, a lot of you are also saying goodbye to your college kids, which can be a very emotional journey for parents, and celebrities are no exception. So, for example, Brooke Shields posted some pics dropping her daughter Rowan off at college, writing that her, quote, extraordinary baby girl is spreading her wings. Brooke was visibly upset on what she called the saddest drive away from anywhere she ever had to make. And friend of the show, Candace Cameron Bure, also dropped her youngest off at the airport on his way to college. In a video, she said she was sad to see him go, but her husband Val, not so much. Watch.
I had to just drop him off at LAX, and I'm getting no sympathy from someone. That's what's wrong with America?
Raising soft kids. I moved from Russia to U.S. by myself. I was 16 or 17. My mom didn't drop me off, by the way.
I'm still sad. Who's with me?
I would be so sad. Now, your kids are getting there.
Yeah.
Do you think about those days?
It's a nightmare. I absolutely don't want them to go. It's my worst fear. It's like dropping them off at college. I'm conscious of it now. So, like every second I can feel like their youth, just slipping through my fingers and trying to hold on to it. But you have to let them go. But that doesn't mean that I can't be selfish and not want to share them with the world, But it's part of it. So I definitely get this for parents. I couldn't imagine that day, but it's going to be rough.
Well, I like the balance of the husband and wife. Someone's got to be sad and someone's got to be happy, right? In my family, I don't know who that's going to be because I cried when we sent him to preschool. You know what I mean? I just got teary-eyed. So it's like, I don't know, maybe in 16 years, I'm going to help him out the door. But right now, they're still little.
I know. I think about September 1st already. Like saying goodbye to Sophie going to preschool, and our coworker Sharon, she had to say goodbye to her kids going to college, and she's like, it goes by fast, Sam. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? How fast?
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost there.
I can see it. I can see the finish line, and it's scary.
Don't grow up.
Yeah, I know.
That's not the finish line.
Well, it's the finish line for their youth.
That's the starting line.
It's the start of their adulthood. It's the start of them probably never having the same address as you do again. And that's the scary thing. It's just like not being able to holler upstairs and your kids are up there. And now it's like, get on a plane, get on the highway to go see them. It's a different game,
Yeah.
Oh, man, Al.
I know. I know, man. It's rough.
All right, let's talk about Marlon Wayans, okay? Because he's revealing why he never got married. Speaking to Essence magazine, Marlon said he never wanted a woman to come between him and his mom. He added his mother, who passed away last year, needed him, and that woman sometimes batter for your attention. Watch.
And I said, I'm 47 years old, and I've never been married. Yeah. Because I always wanted you to be my number one girl. And my mother turned over. She looked at me. She grabbed my hand. She pulled me close to her. I said, I know. I love you too.
Aw, Erica, what do you think of this?
Well, growing up, when I started dating, my mother always said, pay attention to the way a man treats his mother, because that's absolutely the way he'll treat you. And I know that to be a fact in my own relationship. I always think it's a very selfless thing, especially to be a caregiver. Obviously, the Wayans family is a huge family. And I look at my family and think, wow, some of us have made very different sacrifices to make sure that our family is taken care of. That's a very selfless thing to do. Also, he's going to learn something more than what we're learning, because we're learning to model the values that our parents set that worked. And what he's going to learn is what he's learning is really how to be a caregiver. And that's going to be something that maybe one day will make him a really great spouse to someone.
Yeah, I think this ups his stock if he does want to get married, because him not wanting to get married is more attractive. For some reason, when someone doesn't like me, I get it more attracted to them, right? You know what I mean? And if they like me, I'm like, I'm over it, So, but I think this ups his stock because it shows his loyalty. It shows what a good caregiver he is. And so if he doesn't want to get married, a lot of people are going to be coming for him.
Well, I mean,
in a good way.
If you think about what a relationship is, it's companionship for the most part. And he was in a relationship with his mother, and nothing sexual. I'm not even taking there. I'm talking about his life companion and her life companion. They were each other's. So if he was to bring in another woman, that would almost be like breaking up that companionship. Now that she's gone, he has figured out how to live his life with somebody else alongside of it. So I'm assuming that he will be a better partner because of this relationship that he had with his mom. There was nothing like weird or like obsessive.
Right, he was a caretaker for her.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's the
And she for him emotionally.
Yes, because if that wasn't the caveat, I think we'd be having a very different conversation.
Absolutely.
If she was, very healthy, and so is he, and he decided, I mean, it's definitely his right to decide to only have his mom. I think that comes off selfish if that were the case. I would think his mom would want him to find love. He would want to be able to, have a relationship with his mom and his wife and everything under the sun. But because he's a caretaker, that's what makes it different.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that because I read a lot of the comments who thought it was unhealthy, but I don't think they understood exactly his role in that family. All right, so speaking of marriage, two of Dog the Bounty Hunter's daughters say they are not
invited to his upcoming wedding. Can you believe that? So Dog was married to his wife, Beth, for 13 years before she passed away from cancer in 2019. Dog then got engaged 10 months later, and they're set to get married next month. So his daughter, Cecily, says she and her sister, Bonnie, have no issue with Dog's new fiance, but believe they aren't invited to the wedding because they remind Dog of Beth. Wow. What do you think of that, Erica?
I think that that's a sad situation for any family, but it kind of stands out to me that they're speculating on what his reasons were, which means that there must be a pretty severe breakdown in communication. So, I mean, that's just not a great place for any family to be.
Yeah, it was, again, I'm just speculating here, but there was some tension because after Beth died, he quickly got engaged, right? And I know we talked about that story. I don't know exactly how his kids felt. He's got 12 kids. He's got had multiple wives in the past, so I don't know how that rubbed the children from Beth, right? That were Beth's mom.
Wasn't she a friend of...
I believe close friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
there's
speculating
layers
on this whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
these are inner family dynamics. But it's like Erica said, the fact that like the daughters are kind of saying, well, we think, it's like, if you're not going to invite your daughters to your wedding, then that is one of two things. A, you have not moved on from the prior relationship, had your piece of that relationship, and now give your dad your blessing for him to move on with his life. And so that hasn't happened. So now we just have this weird thing where your daughters stay back with your wife and her memory and her legacy as you now push forward with this new person. And there's this weird gap,
But
Sam.
I think a lot of people can relate to it, unfortunately. I think trauma, when there's a loss in the family, it either can bring a family closer together or it can completely destroy a family. And I think a lot of people watching right now completely understand that. How many times have we been to funerals and we have, drama take place within the family? And it's sad because that's when you really need your family the most. So I just hope that whatever they're going through, they can somehow come out on the other side of it and not go the rest of their lives hating one another or not supporting one another, because I've seen that far too often. Okay, so did you guys see that Angelina Jolie took Instagram by surprise? She's now on Instagram. She joined over the weekend. She smashed the record for the fastest user to gain 1 million followers. She reportedly gained 1.7 million followers in just an hour with a post showing a letter from a teenage girl in Afghanistan. Angelina is using the platform specifically to raise awareness about the crisis there since the Taliban took over the country. Erica, what do you think about her mission?
I think people can say what they want about Angelina Jolie, but when she's a humanitarian, she is a humanitarian. So the idea that social media, which clearly means nothing to her in an age where social media means everything, so you got to be somewhere up top for it to be nothing, right? She decides to just come on, create an Instagram in order to raise awareness.
Well, this is one case where I do applaud social media, right? When you're trying to do good, and she's already got 1.7 million followers.
Now 7.7.
Right.
7 million already. So I mean, look at the message. She doesn't need to buy ads or commercials. We all know her humanitarian past with Cambodia when she did that movie. She even adopted a child there. So she's doing this for the good, right? She's doing this for the good, not for the gram.
Oh, there we go.
I like it.
Yeah, Sam, I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that she's using her platform in this way. But it does make you think, like, how many other celebrities are looking at her and saying, what else could I do with my platform?
Look at Leonardo DiCaprio. That's all he does is environmentalist posts on his Instagram. You don't see him promoting movies. I mean, to your point, he's at a point in his career where he can do that.
He doesn't need to promote his movies. He can do whatever he wants.
It's great that he does dedicate his life to philanthropy. Okay, coming up on DBL, signs that you could still be living in the dark ages. We'll find out if any of us, are old school. Plus, a young boy's path to finding his forever home, how he found the perfect match after years of foster care in today's Heart Threads.
Closed captioning provided by
So Al always gives me flack for, I guess being outdated. So this weekend, my husband wanted us to listen to this basketball player's music. What's his name?
Damian Lillard.
Okay. So he's like, pull it up, pull it up. So I first of all, I don't even use apps. I go to Pandora.com and all these things.
Wow. You go to the website?
Or YouTube.com. I don't whatever. So my husband's like, what is taking so long? He grabs my phone, he goes, wow. I go, what? He goes, wow. And then he's turned into you. He's like, what, do you use a rotary phone too? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, no one uses Pandora anymore. You're not even on the app. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Hey. So you preface this. It's ways you're stuck in the dark ages according to millennials. I am guilty of everything on this list.
That's funny.
I'm doing it
Me
all.
too.
So things like, are you paying cash? Are you talking on a landline? Are your bills coming in the mail? Is your grocery list handwritten? Are you riding in a cab rather than an Uber and a Lyft? And do you describe your favorite song as bangin'? I bet you do this.
I've dropped it on the show
You
a
say
couple times.
banger.
Yeah, Bieber's got a couple bangers off his new album.
So yeah, it's just ways millennials are making us look like dinosaurs.
All right, I'm here for it. I still say, if we
And
go
you're
out,
gonna
I'm like, let's get
discuss
crunk.
after each one.
But there's a thing too where if you
That's
say
funny.
a newer
After
word,
each
it
one.
makes you seem like
Yeah,
you're
there'll
trying
be
to
a
like.
discussion.
Right.
Thank you, Jen.
Great.
I like
that
to
was
know
our
what the
producer
new
Jen,
word
everybody.
is.
Yeah.
But I don't.
So
I'm
she
not
gives us
gonna use it.
the lowdown before we are. Sorry, I'm listening. How much time do we have? Okay. Okay. I have a feeling Al's going to be ahead of the game on this one.
Yeah, but you can't be too ahead, otherwise you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. It could be a sign of the times that you're getting older, at least according to millennials. Here are just a few of the things that millennials say people do that make them look as old as dinosaurs. Great.
Wow.
All right, let's see if we're guilty. So, are you using cash to buy things? All you do is use cash, Jeff.
No, not all, but yes, I do often. I'm still old
Erica?
school.
Cash is king. What are you talking about?
Okay, dinosaurs. Are you still out talking on a landline?
No, but I do like when I stay in hotels, I like to use them because it sounds different. It's really clear.
I hope you sanitize it first.
I wipe down everything in that hotel. I'm Sam now. You changed me on that one.
Yep.
I wipe down everything, but I like to hear the way the landline
You
sounds.
make fun of me using my landline.
Yeah, that was super embarrassing. We're at work. It's got to be a novelty thing, not a day-to-day. Sam's on her phone like it's the 80s. Boiler room.
Okay, boiler room. Okay, do your bills still arrive in the mail, Erica?
Yeah, but I don't check the mail.
Duh.
Yeah. What? I don't check the mail.
You don't check the mail?
No, I don't.
What if you have an invite?
We got into it. So inside baseball, our boss's daughter's getting married, and he was like, I need you to return the invite. I'm like, Bert, I don't know where the invite is.
Okay, so first of all, I knew nothing of this. I hope you don't think that I was like,
no.
Okay.
No, I was like, I don't know where the invite is. And I'm like, where's the invite? And he goes, we sent it to you. And I was like, how? And he goes, in the mail. And I'm like it might be in my mailbox? So I called Anthony and I'm like, hey, you got to check the mailbox because apparently there's an invitation in the mail.
Is it full, your mailbox?
I mean, yeah, with like the coupon things and stuff.
I live for the mail. Jeff, do you live for the mail? I live for the mail.
I don't live for it.
I love looking in my mailbox.
I like the mail.
I like things on auto pay, but I also like getting the hard copy too.
Like the good old mailbox. Okay. Is your grocery list handwritten? Always.
Yeah.
What?
Of course.
You don't just use notes on your phone?
Sometimes I use notes on my phone.
No, that's annoying, especially when the pandemic hit and it was like, you don't recognize me, it's me with the mask on. You know, you have to write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because
I like the feeling of crossing something off. So like on my to-do list, I think that's the thing that kind of separates the generations. I like the feeling of
Me
the
too.
tactile, crossing off.
What's the first thing you cross off of your to-do list?
usually make my shake for the morning.
No, you have to put that on your to-do list?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I write everything down so you
have to
get
say,
the little
make
feeling of
myself a shake.
Otherwise, I'll like get a saucy muffin or something. I want to like remind myself to reward myself.
Unbelievable.
All right, landline.
Saucy muffin.
Wow. Are you still riding in a cab rather than an Uber or Lyft? No.
Depends on what city you're in.
Oh. Yeah, I guess if you're in New York City, cab it, right?
Yeah, you take but only in New York.
Well, I Uber in New York, and they threatened my life. It's a big, I mean, with the unions and stuff, it's a big deal. But some cities, you can't find a Uber or Lyft. You have to take a cab.
Okay. Sorry, I got one more in my ear. Lastly, do you describe your favorite song, this one's for Jeff, as bangin'?
Absolutely. Bieber's got a bunch of bangers on his new album. And sometimes I do it for the shock value. Like, if we're going to go out and have some beers, I'm like, let's get crunked.
Yeah.
And I say it just for the fact that it, like, holds some weight.
Crunk?
Yeah, but I'm half joking around when I'm like, Bieber's got some bangers. I'm specifically trying to be
What's the cool way to say
funny.
that now? What's the cool way to say it?
You say it slaps or it bops.
See, I would never know what that means.
If I said Bieber's new song slaps, that's how you have to make a joke because that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you have to.
That's
not,
Sam.
It's not for our
Hello.
generation.
This song slaps.
Trying? Yeah, for sure. I would try.
We all know.
First, let's review what emergency use authorization means. It's basically a shortcut for a crisis. An EUA can be given if there are no adequate or approved alternatives to diagnose, treat, or prevent serious or life-threatening diseases or conditions. Something can get an EUA if the potential benefits outweigh any potential risks, according to Norton Healthcare. The biggest difference between emergency approval and full approval is the amount of data a company has to present to the FDA. In emergencies, they only need to provide about 3 months worth of data with thousands of study participants. For full approval, they need at least 6 solid months of data to apply. Part of that is to see if there may be rare adverse events related to the vaccine down the road. Efficacy requirements are the same for emergency or full approval. But data isn't the only thing the FDA looks at when considering full approval of a COVID vaccine. Norton Healthcare says FDA officials have also been inspecting manufacturing facilities to make sure the vaccine can be produced safely and reliably. After a vaccine is fully approved, companies can start advertising it. It also means the product can stay on the market after the pandemic is no longer considered an emergency. Law and public health experts expect more businesses and institutions to require employees to be vaccinated after full approval is granted. It's also expected to boost public trust.
Welcome back to DBL. Hope, patience, and love. That's the story of a boy's journey to find his forever home, reminding us all to take time out of every day to just smile. That's today's Heart Threads.
This 12-year-old spent 7 years in foster care. Now he's living in an island paradise. KJ spent 7.5 years in foster care, more than half his life, but it never dampened his spirits.
I'm just like smiling. People tell me that I have $1 million smile.
Let's see it. KJ finally found his forever home after 2,749 days. With his new parents, he moved to the Portuguese island of Terceira.
We wanted to be able to show him the world. There's a lot out there to see and experience.
On the island, KJ has blossomed, making the honor roll, playing sports, and exuding confidence.
I swim every single day for about 7 hours.
He's not exaggerating.
He's not exaggerating.
KJ always had faith that the right parents would find him.
You feel great, and that you get a parent that actually loves you. And the person is giving me a really nice bed and nice food and everything.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Coronavirus continues to keep us all on our feet as new information seems to come out every day. First, the CDC recommended an additional dose for immunocompromised people. Now, officials say they're prepping a plan for all adults to get a booster. And the boosters under consideration are all for mRNA vaccines, meaning a third dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines as early as September 20th. But on social media, people are wondering, where's Johnson & Johnson in all of this? Let's verify. Right now, are Johnson & Johnson vaccines included in the plan? Our sources are the country's top doctors from CDC, the FDA, NIH, HHS, and the White House. In this joint statement, they all say that 8 months after that second dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, you can get a third dose. As for those that got the J&J vaccine, they say you'll likely need another jab, but no decision just yet.
The J&J vaccine was not administered in the US until March of 2021. And we expect more data on J&J in the coming weeks. With those data in hand, we will keep the public informed with a timely plan for J&J booster shots.
So basically they're saying we just need more time to collect more data. A Janssen spokesperson told us, quote, "We are engaging with the US FDA, CDC, and other health authorities, and will share new data shortly regarding boosting with the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine." So we can verify that as of right now, the White House's booster plan does not include Johnson & Johnson recipients, though that could change in the near future. But remember, all of this still needs to go through the CDC and the FDA. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Tomorrow on DBL, A-list celebrity bodyguard Simon Newton, with a resume including everyone from Michael Jackson to Naomi Campbell to Kendall Jenner, what it's really like protecting Hollywood's elite. That's tomorrow on DBL.
Ooh, that sounds good. Erica, got some comments for us?
Yes. Katie says, I live for the mailbox too, Sam, but no one ever sends me anything.
Oh my gosh, can I tell my really cool exclusive invitation story? So like when I was living in LA, I was like, you know, I just booked Dr. Drew. I got this exclusive invitation, shiny envelope, handwritten. I thought it was for like some big bash for like the Oscars. I open it up, it's from DirecTV. Oh my God.
Big time and feeling yourself.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
That was weird.